And we're back after a 2-week hiatus. Had to do my annual military training. And so where we left off, I had created some awesome, really cool Illithid Mind Flayer boss. And Miss Yosara over there had outsmarted him, tricking him into taking a deal with the Fae, thus transporting him into her pocket dimension of her patron, and essentially acting as a sentient battery for her deity. And with that, they fought the mount of the Illithid, controlling everyone in the area, and managed to dispatch it, although not super easily. One of their party tagalongs for a little while there was unfortunately eaten, with one of the other one killed or nearly killed. They saved her. So with that, we're going to take off where they realized that the masked crone, the master of secrets, one of the divine creatures that had come through the Fey realm, was controlling a big swath of this region, is now dead with her avatar imprisoned by Yosara and her patron. So with that, we'll kick things off as you have just killed the mount of the Illithid, controlling the entire place. I think 5 of you left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you left are now standing there right by the altar, the regurgitated remains of the orc that you had found. And with that, an eerie quiet sets over the entire dungeon. You hear gentle trickling of water, some dripping of caves, and then the sound of goblins and orcs talking amongst themselves starts to echo from seemingly all around you again. What do you guys want to do?
Okay. Can we take anything off of the body of the mount?
I mean, it is a several 100-pound crocodile with poison fangs and crushing tentacles. What would you like to attempt to take off of it?
In kind of layman's terms, Yosara kind of wants something cool to hold on to, and is also thinking something to prove to the folk outside of, no, this is why it's been hard to get in here.
Okay. Well, it is dead. It had multiple tentacles and a giant mouth on it. What are you looking to harvest from it? Sure.
I can insist on harvesting some of the teeth and possibly the poison, depending on how easy accessible it is.
Okay.
I'll and see, can I get any of the poison for Ruby and for Sona and for Gat, and potentially teeth to hold on to because they're cool. Maybe a tentacle thing to show the people outside of no, this is why it was hard to get in here.
Okay. It has submerged itself in the water, as that's where you killed it, and you hit it with a lot of attacks. It would probably be too heavy for you guys to drag out of the water. So somebody diving in to start harvesting?
I'm going to stop you, Sona. Mm-hmm. We're going after poison, and it's not going to hurt me. Can I do it?
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I was going to try and chop off whatever I could get as soon as I got down.
Can you help by holding, I hand you a thing and you help hold it up while I try to...
I can use my strength to hold it almost out of the water as best I can, or what
cool.
I can.
So, as you guys go to harvest, just for funsies, each of you make a survival check, or one of you can make it with advantage.
I'm +9.
I have a -2.
Okay, I'll do advantage.
Yeah. I'll just roll to see what I get, if anything. Goodness.
Sure.
That's not bad, actually.
Okay. Yeah, as you go in there, with that 20, Yosara, as you're fumbling around, you find several extra long fangs that are slightly hollow and extremely sharp. doesn't take a rocket surgeon to realize these are the poison fangs. You manage to harvest, we'll say, 3 of those. And as you're pulling out one of them, there is a very large, well held together poison gland on the end of it. Unfortunately, the other poison gland was completely destroyed, so you now have a trapjaw poison gland, which somebody like Gat could easily break down into poison components. Were you going for a tentacle as well? I mean, these things would be pretty large.
I'll back up out of the water. I'll the poison gland. I'll reach over towards Gat. Like, can you use this? Can you touch this? Yeah. Should I hold onto it? I don't.
I'll take the tooth and I'll give it back to you when I'm done.
That's fair. Okay, here's some poison for you.
You and then holding
the thing. I was gonna say I'm gonna go back over and just whatever Sona was holding, whichever leg tentacle thing Sona had a hold of.
You now have 30 pounds of tentacle. You are 20% of your way to making an anime.
I think this is already in it.
Oh, I'm gonna ask Sarah if she'd like me to hold any of that, as I can carry excessive amounts of weight without any issue.
Yeah, if you want to carry the tentacle out, I kind of just want it as proof to the people outside that we weren't just making up this story.
I'll carry it on my shoulder for now.
Yeah, also add 7 for that poison gland. Instead of adding it to your inventory, just add 7 to your poison counter.
Okay.
So you'll have 7 extra poison resources to do with it, what you will.
Oh, Alex, can I because it's a suction cup tentacle, can I kind of lay it over my shoulders and have a suction cup to me, almost like a boa? So it's just sitting there.
Exactly what I was picturing.
Sure. Go ahead and yes. More power to you. I am raising your hentai counter up to 25%.
Okay.
Can we have one of those? I am a literal snake woman. We have a hentai counter?
I was surprised.
We do now. Alright. Ruby, go ahead and roll for hentai.
Oh, what do I need to roll? Isn't that which one you want
Whatever
me to roll?
you roll will be subtracted from my sanity, so
okay.
No, you're good. Don't roll it. I'm just
making. You want me to roll? I'm picking. Which one is it?
Animal handling, maybe.
Yeah, sure. Roll animal handling.
Dead animal handling. Got it.
Sure.
Here you go. 3.
As you go to suction cup it to you, you kind of click it around, and then you realize that the suction cups are dead. So you stick, and you just hear as it starts to slide off your armor. So if you're gonna have to keep sliding it up as it's just drooping off your armor.
Back of my neck and just above it, just sitting here. I'm just thinking,
just think limp tentacle.
Limp tentacle. Got it.
Hashtag fashion statement. Yeah.
Exactly. 100% hashtag fashion statement. Thank you. All right.
See, it's not enough for us to just slide past the boss. We have to also humiliate it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. Humiliating the boss on this one. That is who feels humiliated.
Well, I mean, one of them got stuck in a literal prison, and their life is going to be sucked out of them. So I think, just more humiliation just adds on to it. I'm pretty sure the god can see what we're doing to its pet and its avatar.
Are you talking about me again? Because I feel like you're talking about me again.
I mean, if the shoe fits, Alex.
I hate you all.
No, you don't.
Yeah, with that, you have, totally murdered the, yeah. Yes, that is now the new fashion style of cringe.
Mm-hmm. Hashtag cringe.
All right, so as you guys are accessorizing and mutilating this creature, what are you planning on doing next?
I'm just picturing Buffy standing in the corner, throwing up.
Yeah, as she has been poisoned and her hair is burned off, she's just looking in the water, kind of doing one of these and just questioning all of her life's choices while Ildren is over in the corner talking to his sword.
As usual. So Yusara, yeah, do you think there's one entrance we know to get out. You don't think there's another exit further down here that we could, walk to the surface, or should we just go back the way we came?
I feel like there has to be something else. If we entered by the fort and they haven't been using the entrance by the fort, there must be some other entry point.
Some secondary entrance, yeah.
I can see another dock on the other side of this water. Like, there's got to be something else over there.
Well, how deep was the water? Because you were swimming down there to get that creature, so if it's that deep, then unless you've got a boat hidden somewhere.
That's a great question. DM, how deep in the water was I?
Chest deep, about 4.5, 5 feet of water.
It's walkable. Like, it's...
Okay, so we're thinking...
Where you were was what you went.
I mean, it's
within 15 feet of shore.
Okay.
But yes, in theory, it's walkable.
This thing, and I point at the tentacle again, I'm like, pretty sure this thing is the worst thing in the water, so we have at least an hour.
Are we sure that was the only one of that thing, though? Obviously, I had a rider, but...
No, we're not sure at all. But we have a good suspicion that this is the worst thing in the water, and, whatever smaller grosses might be in here, probably going to take a second to come back, so...
Okay.
You can swim, right? You're not wearing heavy armor.
That's exactly what she's wearing, but,
I'm gonna...
That was not a joke! That was a genuine question!
I'm gonna give you a look as I move the tentacle up my neck, and I'm just gonna kind of, tilt my head to the side, be like, looking down, look back at you, be like, no, Yosara, I'm not wearing heavy armor. This
DM, how far across? This looks like, what, 60 feet?
Yeah, probably.
Is the tentacle body floating?
No. Mostly because it is large, heavy, and it was large enough where it was barely submerged as is.
Look, if I have to, I'll be able to step across part of the way if there's a drop-off. I have an idea. Oh, you have an idea?
Yeah, we could use that table there and put you on it Titanic style.
Oh god,
and,
what is Titanic and why are you talking about it?
It's very romantic.
We can put you across.
I mean, my romance is died in my heart and it's shriveled whole where it once was, but pushing me across is like a decent idea.
This is Titanic's the perfect metaphor for Sana then.
Don't go there. Sorry, don't you go there. I don't know where he is, but my hole is a black hole. My heart is a black hole right now, okay?
Jack is not flying.
At least he won't drown in ice cold water. Alright, let's do it. And I walk over and flip the table over and start carrying it to the dock's edge to see if it will float properly.
Does the table float if we put it in the water?
Sure.
If I sit on the table, am I submerged in water?
I'll get in the water first and hold it flat so she can get on the table safely.
Got it. So yeah, as you put the table in water, it does float. Sana gets on it, and it immediately sinks under her weight, as it only has about 10 pounds of buoyancy.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry. I tried to be romantic.
It's okay.
It didn't work.
Like I said, my heart's a black hole. How can we gauge if it's walkable all the way from where we are? I'm just gonna
start walking towards and see how deep it gets. It's like I'll hold my hand up and be like, all right, this is how we tell. I'm just gonna start walking forward.
How tall are you again, Yosara? Sana yells after her.
5'8", 5'9", something like that.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Keep going. Aim for character, I guess.
I forgot I had an icon I can move.
Should be able to.
Hopefully you can move it. We'll see.
Yeah, as you're going, you see Sana, you see Yosara starting to get lower and lower in the water until the point where it is right at your bottom lip, no matter how you go. So there's no waves.
Am I still just chin out?
Yeah, just chin out.
Screen, so I don't know where you went.
Deepest it gets is about 6 feet at one point, where you're tippy toe hopping across, but it doesn't get much deeper.
I'll get to like the center where it like gets to like chin out, very tippy toe, and I'll like sort of jump up and be like, Sana, it's fine. You're taller than me.
All right.
Follow my lead.
And I just like step off the table I'm on, and I can feel myself kind of almost sink into the underwater sand and dirt, and I'll start like slowly trudging across.
I'll go back and I like have a hand behind me to help Sana, like, because I know she can't see also.
I can see. I have dark vision. I mean, I can see as long as my head's above water.
Gat takes off her coat and like holds it above her as she through the water. And her cigarettes.
Of course. Cigarettes are super important.
I am just holding hands with Sana behind me, walking through the water.
Ildren is swimming back, full on like butterfly style, and just splashing you as he swims by, kind of haphazardly.
If I could trick someone swimming, I would.
If I was not as nice as I am, I would have whipped the tentacle off my shoulders and smacked him on the back with it as he swam by. But I'm focused on not sinking into the muck, so we're just gonna keep going.
Okay. Yosara, Sana, and Gat each give me a dexterity saving throw.
Everybody around me gets a +3 to their dex save. Including myself, so I have an 18.
Two and a 1 for 15, 17. Okay.
18,
wow,
20,
Gat.
and good heavens, Gat, go away.
Gat, you feel like a little tickle on one of your thighs, and quickly you smack it, and you feel it was like an inch or two long, little wormy creature. You smack another one, and you're quickly pulling them off. Yeah, being that you have grown up in the wild around here, these are large leeches.
Get out of the water.
Sana, Yosara, you guys managed to smack them off too. No damage, but you suddenly hear Ildren and Buffy just going as they submerge in water, and Ildren's like, it is so big! And he's throwing leeches as he's pulling leeches off of him. Buffy is flipping the fuck out in the water.
Can I, executive decision, say that Ildren would Misty Step onto the dry land?
Probably.
Yeah, if he has spells, which I think he does.
Pretty sure he does.
And you're right, he totally would.
Is Buffy would do the same? Does she have Misty Step? And aren't they very similar in their skills?
I don't remember what Buffy has, but...
Yep. So Ildren, yeah, he just Misty steps out of there, and you see him. Oh god, it's stuck to me as he's pulling off leeches.
All right, time to get out of the water, Yosara. I say as I start shoving her further in front of me.
Faster.
And we like both climb up onto the docks, making sure no more leeches are attached to us.
Do I see any danger in the immediate area when I come up here?
No. Oddly quiet over there with several spent and or discarded battle equipment.
I'm gonna immediately
point out.
What's he tracking his spells? Fucking Ildren.
I just want to point out there's like a fun little passage of water north left of here. I don't know if it goes anywhere, but it looked like it did, and there might be something down that little passage.
Are you suggesting you want to jump in back to the leech-infested water and go find out?
I mean, I don't want to deal with leeches, but it looks like there might be, like a shiny red box the DM can't hide.
Okay. And I walk.
Well, underground, Yosara gets struck by lightning.
And I walk over to
Does it fry all the leeches in the water?
It does, but it is meta lightning.
Oh. I walk over to Ildren and I pluck one of the leeches off and throw it into the remains of the fire. I'm like, it's up to you. I mean, if anything, we always turn back and go that way if we think it's an exit.
Should we heal? Does anybody need to heal?
Oh, I need to heal like 100%. I would love a short rest.
Considering you're right now the tank of the party at 50% health, Gat, it's up to you guys.
I'm like at 50.
Yes. All right, Gat, you're the only one above 50%. You're at 52%. I think.
Healing would be good. Can we deal with a short rest?
Does Gat have the most health out of all of us?
By percentage.
No,
And
I meant,
by...
like max wise.
No, you have the most health.
Okay, but out of the group right now, she's the one with the most health. Gotcha.
Thereabout. I think Yosara might actually technically have more, but it's pretty close.
I'm gonna take a short rest, I say, as I pluck another leech off of Ildren's leg and throw it away. Watch
Okay, we're just gonna plop down here then. Alright.
Are you guys cool with that for just a moment? I mean, if you want, while I take a rest, you can go off and explore the cave, and then once
I'm not
I've
gonna
rested.
need you.
Okay. So let's take a little short rest right here. Is everybody cool?
Okay. As you guys are chilling for a few minutes, there are heavy footfalls, and then the door at the other end of the room opens before you're able to finish your rest. A very large, older, haggard-looking orc walks through alone, walks right up to you guys without any kind of hesitation, looks at the five of you, looks at the tentacle, looks at you. So, should I be thanking you?
Probably. Yeah.
Depends on if you consider that thing a monster or were its servant.
I think yes to the answer of all of that.
Yeah, I think he was still. I turned to Sona, ignoring him. I think he was still a servant, but I don't think he got to choose that. So I think that was a forced thing.
That's fair, but you know those goblins things. I'm pretty sure they would have served
I don't
regardless.
think they got to choose it either. Like I think.
Who are you?
But it's dead either way, and the thing writing it's gone. So cheers.
I ask him who he is.
I am Fulor, the commander of Unit 42. We were here attempting to hold down the castle. Yet, we're not prepared for this amount of mind control. Whatever that thing was.
Who did you work for before this?
The Republic of Umbria, of course. And you? What faction do you belong to?
Ourselves.
Considering that the Republic no longer exists, it's 100% ourselves. For me.
How long has it been now? What year is it?
Who was the last commander you remember for the Republic Army?
My commander here of Unit 42 was, he pauses for a long second. Korg. He was an orc like most others, but he had a dagger. Very, very specific. Thing was cursed. He would never give that thing up.
Oh.
And above your unit commander, like, did you have a general? Did you have an overarching lead of the army?
Commander of all.
Yes, we did. We did. And his name escapes me right now as my memory is slowly coming back.
Well,
That's okay.
Would
it be a name that we would remember from our time, or is it in the middle?
I thought it was in the middle.
Yes. When is your time? What is your time? Where are you from? When?
I was asking Alex that. I'm sorry.
Oh. No, it would be more modern.
Okay.
The last year I remember was about 939.
Still about 100 years after us. All right.
About 5 years ago.
All right. So you haven't really been, controlled for too long. A lot's probably happened though. You've been forced to defend this area by our tentacle friend in there.
Yes, and a lithid. A mind flare. What happened to it?
I took care of it.
You don't have to worry about it anymore. And I wave the tentacle at him and let it drop.
That was his mount. He rode that thing.
Okay.
By
Well,
the way, what do you remember last happening to your commanding officer?
he betrayed us. We were... No, yes. He was accused of betrayal. Wanted to fight against whatever it was. And we threw him in the dungeon. Where is he? Have you seen him?
He got eaten.
He's a pair of bones back over across the way.
Yeah, the mount was really hungry. He got eaten.
Well, small victories. Looks like I'm in charge now.
Sure.
Well, if you're in charge, we have some news for you.
I would love to catch up on things. What news?
Y'all are not going to be able to leave this city through the normal way.
Why is that?
Well,
The easy way to phrase this is other factions have deemed you guys as dangerous. I'm believing from the Illithid, probably, and are guarding the city.
And surprise. How many of them? Do you have numbers? What is the makeup of their forces?
Don't really have that much information. We kind of just dove in, but
yeah, we were really here just to explore and kind of slid right in
Where-
just to see what was going on here.
yeah, they were all too scared to come look around, and we wanted to, so.
Yeah.
Too scared? Talon?
None of us said Talon, but sure.
Yes, well, the elves were on the outside for... Sorry, it's all coming back to me. Yes, the elves were looking to take this place. We were trying to hold it from them. If we've been down here for that long, it would make sense that they've sieged us. I do remember some people trying to go out a few times. Can't imagine they made it far. Well, that's because we were disorganized. How many are there out there? Dozens or hundreds?
Again, no clue. We literally dropped onto the door.
Look, are you trying to actually get out now? Like, free of mind control?
We're reorganizing our forces now. I have my sub-commanders rebuilding something slayed, about 30 of my goblins and a few of my orcs in the last... Well, their bodies are still warm, if that tells you anything.
Interesting, because I feel like we've encountered... Oh, where's my tally? And I start pulling up. Hold on 1 second. I say as I hold my finger up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Yeah, no, that's about it. I say as I turn to you. So yeah, no, that number rings really close. I didn't count the few of the other ones, and Gat didn't want to participate. Gat, we need to talk about that next time.
Yeah,
Anyways.
that checks out.
So, yeah, sorry.
What we can tell you is a lot of information about who was controlling you.
I'm interested.
So it was a not so cool dude working for the... Oh, what did Ildren call them? The masked one? The nameless one?
Something like that.
Crone?
Crone.
The mask crone?
Masked Crone. Yeah.
That's right. That's the name that creature was working for.
That makes sense. And the Seller of Secrets. Which means if we were here, and it was using us as a defensive force, what was it really doing?
Well, that also leads to the question of, you guys have been here for 5 years, according to you. How are you still alive?
It was feeding us.
Feeding you
How?
what?
Well, not much, actually. Our forces are fairly weak. But it was able to get resources somehow. We had to perform tasks for it. We manipulated some bodies.
Do you know where there was an alternate exit where it was receiving this supplies from? An alternate supply line? Because your main supply line of the main doors to the keep is blockaded and sieged.
I do not. It
What?
just came from the water and would give us food once in a while for doing good deeds. We had very little free will, but we had the ability to process logic.
Yosara is like pointing down the pathway she had pointed out earlier. She's like, this.
And
maybe
Sana's just like,
here.
don't give me that. Don't give me that. I know what you're thinking. Stop it. She's just shaking her head like, oh, she's right. Dang it. I don't want to hear she's right. Yeah, okay. All right. All right. So maybe we should investigate creepy water tunnel.
More than welcome to. It'll take us some time to reorganize. We're collecting all of our old artifacts. As a way of saying thank you, we were planning on giving you something to whoever helped us. If you want to go investigate some water tunnel, when or if you get back, we would love to discuss the next steps with you, but my people...
Honestly, some time for us to just take a nap would be really good, because while we took care of whatever was controlling you, that was tiring. Then we would be happy to go look into this tunnel.
He snaps his fingers and 6 orcs walk in, lightly armored. These people can watch you while you sleep. And he just puts them kind of in the corner where that circle is. I'm not going to draw out each one of them. They'll defend you while you sleep if you wish. You may have this chamber.
Take turns. Yeah. Yeah. Great.
Take turns with what, Sana?
As guards of ourselves.
Can I insight check him, I guess?
Sure. You detect both generosity and mistrust in him.
That kind of checks out. I wouldn't really trust us either.
Well.
Alright, we're going to spend 2 hours here taking alternate short rests. So half of us are going to short rest and then half of us are going to short rest.
Alright. We'll all short rest basically together though. So
Okay, go ahead and take your short rest. Roll your hit die, if you have them. When you are out of hit die, as some of you are close to running out, you will not be able to use them as short rest recovery stuff.
Okay, how do I do that again?
Just double click it. It's under main at the very bottom.
I rolled so many ones.
Hit dice, you get half of them, which you get the number of hit dice is equal to your level. Yes, you get half of them back on a long rest. So if you're level 10 on a long rest, you will get 5 hit dice back. If you rest for 2 days or more, you get them all back. So with that, you guys sit around for a couple hours. Fulgor, he leaves and is doing whatever he's doing for a while. Right at about the 2-hour mark, he returns. To show my gratitude, I do have a few things I would like to offer you. You may have one. One, as my people are going to be rebuilding, we need the rest of the resources. We have also decided, given our location, we're going to make an attack on Pineland. They won't expect an attack from us, and if we take the castle, it'll give us a place to hold up. Are you... No.
You were talking
Talon
about
would be...
Talon just a second ago as people sieging here. So I'm surprised you're talking about going to Pineland.
Pineland should be relatively undefended and not ready for an attack of our size. We should be able to take them unaware. Talon is always on guard. We don't have the forces to take them.
Can I just ask what a belt of pants is?
This is a fun item, yes. My soldiers get a lot of amusement out of this. A belt of pants creates illusionary pants. It has no other function, but it is very funny. And excellent in hot weather.
Oh. Can you tell me what a blink belt is?
A blink belt, it is different than most of the other blink items. It does not allow one to blink, but it has 4 holsters in it. Anything thrown from these 4 holsters will blink back into the belt after 6 seconds. He stops and goes, I would not put hand grenades in this belt.
Yeah, no, that wasn't where I was leaning, but thank you. And can you just kind of walk down your little list? The Blink Blade? Just talk to me about
Blink
that.
Blade allows short-range teleportation and is a ferocious blade. Two-handed weapon.
And
one-handed versatile longsword.
Gotcha. And the animated shield, what animation does this have?
This is a really interesting item. It is a shield, but when activated, it then is able to animate around it's able to animate and move around a person, allowing a free hand.
Okay. And
can do this for a short time only.
Gotcha. And then the immovable rod.
Legendary item. Many parties have these. The immovable rod is a rod about 3 feet long that, when a button is pressed, remains anchored in time and space. At least in space.
So doors, windows. It's a cool thing. Nice.
It's one of those things where you never know when you're going to use it, but it's usually really fun when you do.
But, like, can you use it again, or...?
Yes, it has a button that allows... a button or a code word that allows it to be locked in place.
So obviously I understand the bombs. Great. The
tiara.
Mathematics and the tiara of War Mage. Could you elaborate?
I feel like Tiara of War Mage already has Ildren's name all over it.
I mean, you're not wrong, but I was like, should require this. Come on, Gat.
Book of Applied Mathematics. This is a strange item we found God knows where. Very boring to read. Very boring. Just a few minutes of reading this will cause everyone who is not reading it to fall into a deep sleep for about 1 minute, waking up feeling completely rested and refreshed. However, the reader will suffer a massive migraine after reading it for about 24 hours.
The tiara, please.
This is a very pretty item we found very pretty, very pearlesque, beautiful item. Whoever wears it will increase the power of their direct attack spells. Not AoE and not Saber Suck spells, but direct attack.
Like Eldritch Blast.
If Worm were to use it.
Gat, Yosara, Ildren, fight amongst yourselves, Sana says as she leans back against the wall.
Alright. Sana, you already got a really fancy shield, otherwise I would say the animated shield.
I don't even want it. I don't want what it does. They're just gonna throw my fighting style off. I don't want it. Sana says.
Okay. What was the blink belt again? I'm sorry.
The blink belt, it has 4 slots in it for storing of weapons. Anything thrown out of this blink belt will return to the wielder after 6 seconds. Again, not recommended for hand grenades.
Yeah, so the blink belt, Scat, that'd be really good for you. The blade...
Because yours already, you already have your blades come back to you, right? You already have that?
The blade could be cool for me, but I kind of also like being able to pick whatever weapon I want rather than having one specific packed item. The tiara would be dope because I use a lot of direct attack spells. Like, the blade would be cool for Ildren if he didn't already have a literal goddess in his sword.
The orc looks at you. What?
I wasn't talking to you. Mind your business. So, Gat, I think it's between the belt and the tiara. What was the last, like, fancy thing we got?
Oh, I pull out the gloves.
Oh, the last fancy thing we got was the sneak attack thing for you.
And no, I got the gloves that catch the arrows too. And I don't really need them. If anyone feels like this would be particularly useful to them, I've been meaning to see if anybody can use these more than I can, or would get more use out of them. The gloves that catch the arrows.
I was more gonna say Sona doesn't really give a shit. It's between me and Ildren. You've gotten some fancy things, so it's kind of like, okay, me or Ildren.
Eldrin's off in the corner playing with his sword.
And remember,
Yeah,
you
you
can always get something to go on the sword. Whatever powerful magical item you want, you can give to the sword to try and get his goddess out. So don't forget that.
And it's true, but we already fed her something recently.
We did. She seemed to like it too.
Do you want the belt, Gat?
I'll
Or
take it if it's not useful to anybody else, because I definitely can use it.
my read through this is either the belt for you, the tiara for me, or the rod for the group.
Oh, we can only take one. One thing? Okay, then don't worry about belt for me. Don't worry. I thought it was like one person pick each thing for themselves. Okay, never mind. No, I don't need the belt.
I think Usara should either get the tiara or the immovable rod.
The rod sounds cool, but it also feels like something that we would definitely forget that we have. And then after the fact, Alex would be like, you could use this.
I feel like the tiara is pretty good.
Also, the
Yeah.
last time you got like a magical item thing was that elven cloak. Remember?
And
Before the Feywild.
and your last one you gave to me.
Mm-hmm.
Last thing that you got.
Can I have the tiara, Alex?
Hey, Bulgor looks at you.
Sorry.
No problem. Don't call me Alex. He walks away. He comes back with the tiara in his hand. Kind of looks at it and goes, I was hoping to wear this one myself, and hands it to you, kind of smiling. This belt is cool. We're just going to hawk it the first chance we get. Sell it to you for $250.
Which belt are you referring to?
The Blink belt.
Oh.
Well, I don't have 250, but
Gat, what you
I
got?
really don't forget. Gat, I'll chip into that if you want.
I'll give you
I've got
50 of it if you've got enough, Gat. If you won't have to
I've
that
got
help.
one. I've got 115.
I got another 100 if Sona, if you can chip in some.
I'll just buy it. How much do you ask for again?
$250.
I'll provide you with 1 potion of healing and pay 150 for it.
Thanks, but no thanks. We need the gold right now. We're trying to rebuild here. $250.
How about 150 and information on Pineland?
How about 200 in information on Pineland?
150 information on Pineland and what's waiting outside these gates.
Deal.
Wait, hold on. Information on Pineland. I have this soldier's medal. If you need metal, I can chip that in, and then we'll do 125 as well. It's just metal.
Metal?
Yeah, like pure metal.
We're fine on metal. We're rebuilding our military. We need gold. War runs on money.
Alright, we'll do Yosar's then.
So 150, and you want information on Pineland and outside of these gates, right?
If it's good information, yes.
Fair enough. Well, we can tell you some of the specific people waiting outside, as well as who they are and how many we saw.
Good start. What you got?
I don't remember the guy's name. They're definitely elves. They're definitely from Talon.
Talon, warriors, scouting party. What was it? Was it 5 or 10 strong?
I think it was 10. They have the city basically surrounded at this point.
They have
10
the
people?
gates barred.
10 orcs? Or 10 elves?
10 plus elves with the gates barred and sealed with a passcode.
At the gate, there are more in the city, and
Of
there
course, there's more in the city. I'm more worried about what's waiting for us right outside the gate.
10 elves, some form of magic to try and bar the gate.
And Pineland is evacuating right now.
When? How many? They're all leaving?
They're all leaving.
When are they evacuating?
Probably right now. The situation is pretty dire. They're trying to get out as soon as possible. I know that there was supposed to be relief from an airship that was going to be coming their way to assist in removing and evacuating all civilians from the area to what's the location? Hold on.
I don't care where they're going. When are they leaving?
Well, that's the thing. You know, they're probably going to have to travel on foot to get to the coast and take regular ships because the airship's no longer operational for them. So they've been delayed probably by at least 5 to 10 days now. I'd say you've got that much time to plan and move before they're all gone.
They should be gone in a fortnight.
There's more than one airship.
Well, right. You're not wrong, Gat, but the one that was headed there directly that we knew of, you know, they have to turn the others in that direction and get over there too.
Good to know. And tell me more about this garrison immediately around Redcliffe. Who are they? Who's their leader?
Oh, it's the guy from it was the guy from the battle.
Yeah, he was on your party, wasn't he?
He was one of my archers.
Hold on. Did I write his name down?
I don't have that sticking out anymore. He's an experienced general. He's been in campaigns. He knows what he's doing. Not super creative battle-wise, but
This is not worth 50 gold as far as information goes.
Hold on.
I need to know who I'm up against and what their makeup is.
Mostly archers. Small
How many of them?
force.
10?
30 total. 10 archers that are positioned in a circular formation guarding the actual gate.
30 total?
Archers. Yeah. They rotate shifts. You have those that scout around. So probably the camp, if I remember what he says right, the camp probably has between 10 to 15 coming in and out, which is in the main part of the city, which is the best part of the city. The tower and the gate that guards the entrance that we came in is only guarded and watched. It's not actually constantly like have all of them because it's not a good area. It's very run down. And again, like we stated, there is a lock on the door, so it is sealed. If you can find the alternate exit, that might be your best bet to circle around and then come back at them.
Not worried about that. Alright, we'll make this deal. But when you go to leave, we're following you right out. Who is their commander? What is his name?
Shoot. They work for the... Let me see, where is his name? Claes Ashford is the...
Is
ruler.
Ashford? He is their commander? I've heard of him.
Yeah. He's in charge of everything out there.
So the plan is we charge out right after you, kill their garrison, move on to Pineland.
Could you let us get out first, or at least like stage it like you're chasing us? Because they still think we're buddy, and I don't really
Our
want to.
relationship with them, while tenuous, is still stable. We would appreciate your discretion by doing it.
No problem. We'll chase you out.
Very good.
That should absolve you of any guilt.
Thank you.
They will.
The least we can do. We
They
won't.
definitely thought we were gonna die coming in here.
It won't surprise them when we.
If we come running out, followed by you, they won't be surprised.
Just sell it. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Don't worry. We're good at selling stuff like that.
Perfect.
Just don't aim too well at us.
All right, so 50 from each of us. I'll subtract 50. Or Gat, you've got 50, right?
Yeah.
You're sorry, you good with 50 being lost, or do you want me to pay 100? Okay.
Good.
Oh, my brain is tired. It can't do math. Jeez.
Calculate.
The calculator.
Alright, so Gat, we're buying you the belt.
Here you go, Gat.
The belt of pants?
No.
Oh, the
Okay.
blink belt.
The blink belt.
I know.
General.
That was just one of those ridiculous items I saw somewhere. I'm like, I'm gonna make this treasure. I love this.
I appreciate how ridiculous that item is, but I want you to think for a second. What in this campaign would stop one of us from just not wearing pants anyway?
I mean, I'm really curious. Walking around in my underwear doesn't sound too bad. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm pretty sure Ildren's been doing this the whole time. He's only described what's above his belly button.
This is true. This is true.
None of us care about pants.
Nah.
Kale didn't even wear shoes, so...
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you guys are one step removed from nudist. I mean, she's wearing a freaking tentacle.
Mm-hmm. I'm wearing a tentacle right now. Hentai much?
Alright, Gat, you have a blink belt. There are 4 slots, meaning you could store, in theory, 4 knives, 4 daggers, 4 whatever you want. You can use them 1 time per combat round, essentially. So if you throw, it magically appears back in your holster. Here's the interesting part. If you poison one of them and throw and miss, the poison stays on the blade for 1 minute before it dries and heals, so it gives you a second chance to get that hit with the poison. It basically turns it into melee poison rules. If you would have thrown it with without that blink blade, then the poison would be lost.
Okay.
So, use it how you will.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I owe you.
Alright, so what are you guys doing?
I want to check out this water tunnel.
Okay.
Yes, I know that means leeches, Sana.
Alright, fine. And I stand up, dusting myself off.
Wait,
Do
actually,
this.
hold on. Ildren or Buffy, could one of y'all, shock the water to help get rid of the leeches?
And Ildren's like, I mean, yeah, probably, but I don't actually have anything that could do anything. And Buffy says, I have Acid Splash. That's no help.
Okay.
I don't think Ildren has Shocking Grasp.
No, but he had lightning stuff last time.
Yeah, but he didn't keep track of his spells very well. I don't know what he has and doesn't have.
I think he uses D&D Beyond for most of it.
I know, it drove me crazy. Because this system is just better.
Well, he's used to and using when he's comfortable, so.
I know.
Okay, I guess, I don't know, do we, I regret saying this on the internet, does, putting, oil on ourselves or something make it harder for the leeches to bite us?
I mean, you could, then you would jump in the water and the oil would float right to the top.
Yeah.
Or stay somewhat on us because it's gonna be avoidant to the water. I mean, Sona, you provide a bonus. Do we want to just go in the water?
That's what I was gonna say. We'll use my aura of protection as long as you stay within 10 feet of me. We'll I mean that's gonna help us regardless. So let's you guys stay here. We'll go.
Well, Gat and Ildren are pretty dexy. If we all stay near you.
But Gat loves to wander. Gat, you gonna stay close?
Yeah.
I mean, you'll
I'll
probably
be good.
fine, to be honest.
I'll
Which
be good.
way was it? Left or right?
North, left.
That way? Up this way?
We're dragging Ildren with us.
Yeah, well, let's drag everybody.
Buffy can stay. We don't.
Buffy needs to rest.
Buffy's going to stay there after losing her hair and everything else. She's not feeling too hot.
This poor woman.
This way is where you were going? I'm just not sure. This way?
I just want to check. Sona, slow down.
No, I'm just trying to make sure that this is what you meant.
Yeah.
That way, yes.
I will stay in the middle of
So,
everyone.
as you guys start moving up, the cavern gets a little bit more narrow. It gets much quieter. You don't hear or see the water moving. It's very stagnant water, cold, kind of refreshing, but also very murky.
We're doing a really awkward job with the tokens, but we're all moving within 10 feet of Sona and swimming together.
Yep,
We
staying
are
close.
swimming / stomping in through the water.
Yeah, it's still thigh high. It's not nearly as deep as it was. They're kind of wading through it. It's very, very calm, very dark, has that flat black look to it.
Away.
Extra quiet in there.
I'm keeping an eye on the water for any disruptions.
Outside of the huge amount of ripples that all of you are producing, it's perfectly flat.
I'm very worried about leeches, so I'm like extra sensitive to like, oh, what touched me?
There's strangely not even kelp in this water. It's like everything in here is dead, essentially. There's just nothing.
Come on, Ildren. Let's shake them booty.
As you guys come up, you see you see a bridge. I don't know how it looks for you guys exactly, but that is a bridge, not a cannot cross. And so with that, you can go under the bridge as it hovers just a few inches above the water. That would require you guys to nearly submerge yourself completely and swim under. But you can see the other side, though I can't show it because of the way the map is designed. Are you guys going under the bridge?
I'm going to.
I'm down to. I really want to keep my head above water.
You would be able to keep like this much underwater, but it's only about 5 feet, 10 feet.
I'm gonna.
So it would be stone bridge about 10 feet with about this much clearance between it and the water.
I'm gonna keep one of my hands like on it, like both of them eventually, and I'm just gonna kind of like crab walk until I feel, and then I'm gonna like poke my head out on the other side.
I want to cast protection from evil and good on myself before I do this.
Go ahead. Leeches are evil, I guess. Ildren, he goes under no problem. Sana, you appear on the other side, no issue.
Cool.
Gat and Yosara, you guys going through?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Am I missing? Sara, there you go. You guys all go through, no problem. It opens up, and this side under the bridge, it's still very stagnant water.
Did we lose Ildren?
No.
He's
Should be right
next to
there.
us.
We're here.
Sorry, he wasn't visible to me for a second. Okay, still exploring. Staying by Sana.
Moving up.
As you guys move around, the cave seems to get smaller and more dense, almost going lower. You now only have about 3 feet of clearance between where you are and the top of the cave.
So
The
Sana
water
is-
also is getting much colder.
Sana is crouch walking, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The water is also getting higher, so you're at right around chest level of water with the top of the cave about 2.5, 3 feet above you, and it is extremely quiet. You're not even hearing the dripping of water anymore.
Ooh, there's a little side path here.
There is a little side path there, allowing about 2 feet of dense stone on either side. Under there, the water is only maybe a foot above, or the top of the cave is only a foot above the water, leaving that claustrophobic water at the bottom of the chin, ceiling touching your tiara.
Sana, there's a little side thing here.
Okay. Do we want to go that way?
Can we poke around in here for a second? It's a bit deeper, like it's shorter.
I mean, it's getting cold, but yeah, that's fine. And Sana kind of cringes as she's not appreciating how cold the water is right now.
As you guys go in there, everyone give me dexterity saving throws. As here in the stagnant water, these little things start to worm their way, trying to get under your clothing and attach to any open skin.
Are they leeches again?
13,
They are leeches again.
13, 23.
With 13, you feel a couple of them start to stick under your armor, and as you're bapping them, the armor itself is preventing you from actually crushing it, and you feel it's actually working its way. And then there's a quick little pain as you feel it starting to suck the blood from under your armor, and you're not able to get to it. It's got that, not painful, but you can tell what it's doing. It's just leeching from you. There's other ones trying to crawl in, and one of them gets under your shoulder armor pad, and you're not able to get it, like with that itch you can't scratch, as it is now latched on under your shoulder blade.
Can I help get them off of her?
Sure.
I'm gonna kind of start like doing this as I turn towards Yosara, like motioning where
And
it is.
as you're doing that, the water starts seeping in the top of your armor, which, you're already wet, but now you're like under the water, and so it's seeping in from all angles, and as water rushes in just a little bit, you see 1 or 2 leeches kind of go into your armor.
Okay. Let's keep moving on, okay?
Yosara, IRL, there's...
Give him love!
about to...
Give him love!
I'm just gonna...
Speaking
As you start picking the leeches off, you guys hear this hissing echoing through the cave as the motion of your de-leeching seems to be attracting attention of some things.
I have regrets.
Yeah, I know you do. And I start advancing further into the cave.
I'm so scared.
Stepping forward, Sana, you immediately submerge in water as there is a drop-off right there, a good 4 feet. And you feel yourself hit the ground, the bottom. You are now underwater with about at least 3 to 5 feet of clearance of water above you. And Yosara, you just see Sana disappear underwater. Gone.
Can I reach down to grab her?
Sure.
I'm trying to pull her back to where she can stand.
Okay. As you reach down, you feel her hand.
Upon hitting the ground
and
feeling Yosara's hand in tandem, Sana lowers her knees a little bit more, letting her hand just barely touch Yosara's, and then pushes herself straight up, but also backwards in a sense. Almost like pushing herself back over the edge of whatever she fell over just now.
Yeah, you have no problem getting her back up on the edge. But yeah, there is a good 4-foot drop off right there. And the clearance is now about 6 inches, meaning you'd be able to swim up and get air, but if you were in heavy mail, you would sink right to the bottom.
And I'm going to cough and say, okay, I'm not going any further. If you guys want to go check out what's over there, be my guest. I'm going to wait right here.
I so really
Give me a perception check.
Me? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
With disadvantage, actually. You know how to do disadvantage?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, yeah. Gat, even you stated you were keeping your eyes out for shapes in the water or anything. As Sana gets pulled back up, you see where her ripples break, and then you see quick little small waves about 8-10 feet from where you guys are in the water, as if there is something inside this drop-off or some things, and they have seemingly noticed your presence. With that, everyone give me dexterity saving throws as you feel the leeches trying to worm their way in again.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Oh no.
Gat, you're fine. Yosara, you're fine.
Sana, that was what
Sana, as now these leeches are working their way in, you are now frustrated, which has the same effect as fear. Although you're not actually afraid, you're just so frustrated with these leeches everywhere. You're starting to lose focus on things. So
Guys,
you essentially have the frightened condition until you're able to completely get out of the water and clean these things off of you.
I'm just gonna turn to them and be like, look, I can't. This is just... And I see a tick on my jaw as I start to like turn and pivot backwards. I gotta get these things off of me. And I start making my way back. Do what you want to do. You guys have got this. And I start making my way down towards where we were.
Literally, the screw you guys, I'm giving him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay like behind and like slowly follow. I want to know I want to like look and see if I can see anything back here. I see the thing turning. I see other ways to go.
I have my daggers out under the water on each side of me.
Stabbing leeches and shit.
Just at the ready for whatever that was that I saw.
Can I make my pact weapon a trident?
Can you make a what?
Can I make my pact weapon a trident?
Sure.
Just appears in the water.
Does Trident have a range on it? Is that 10
Not
feet?
range, but it's one of the few that's not disadvantaged in water.
Gotcha. Okay. What are you guys doing?
We kind of look over at Gat. Do we want to just leave or
I'm
see
still
what's
making
down
my
there?
way down the tunnel, just like
Ildren's had enough. He's following Sana.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. And that's all they can hear, her mumbling to herself as she's walking down the tunnel.
I don't think
No,
we
but
each other. I don't think we should split.
yeah, but that never ends well. I just really want to know what's in these secret tunnels.
Secret tunnels.
Secret tunnels.
Through the mountains. And all the leeches there are in this cave. Gross.
I very resentfully just start following Sana.
You don't have to follow me. Sana yells back down the tunnel. I'm just out.
As you guys turn,
Gat's
you
keeping
see
it up.
just out of the corner of your eye a very quick flash of something large goes under the water and seems
Get
to
through
be
that
trying
crack.
to keep... What's that?
Get through the crack, I say to everybody. Get back through the bank. Get through. Go.
Sana's already gone, babe. She's gone.
Ildren's not far behind. He was having enough.
If it was only 2 foot, hopefully that thing, whatever it is, can't fit through there. Maybe.
Okay, Sana, do you want to just go back to land, or do we keep looking down this tunnel?
Unless you want to sit here and let me take my armor off and get these damn things off of me, then I need to go get them off before I start hurting somebody.
Can you hellish rebuke them?
Hellish rebuke myself. So set myself on fire, love. Is that what you're
No,
asking?
not yourself. The leeches.
You're resistant. It's fine. You're in water.
Alex?
Sure.
Oh, do I have opportunity to do that?
Don't waste spell slots if you don't
I
have
think I have a spell slot, but it's like the last one of that particular spell slot. So I don't think I should.
Don't do it.
Well, actually, no. No, yeah. I don't have any spell slots for that. I'd have to cast it as a level 2.
Okay, never
But
mind.
you could.
We'll get out of the water. Get out of the water.
Well, just. I can take my armor off if you want to pull the leeches off.
No, we'll get out of the water. I don't want you taking your armor off in the water. Like, we might lose pieces. I don't know.
No, we wouldn't. That's not how my armor works, but nice try.
Alright, so you guys are heading back.
I mean, you
All right,
guys
I'm
can
just gonna-
totally, like, go ahead. Just let me go back.
I'm gonna fast forward you guys back to the room you guys were in.
Okay.
You guys get out of the water. Sana has, I don't know, someone roll a d8. That many leeches on her. Got these little tiny suction cup spots where
Oh, shit. sorry.
six leeches plus 2, 8 leeches.
Shit.
Various spots.
What was that?
Can we do the average of those two rolls?
All right, 7 leeches. I'm bad at
My
math.
armor is off. My helmet is to the side of me, which my eyes aren't glowing anymore. And all I can do is glare at everybody as they're pulling leeches off of me. And I'm grabbing them now that my armor's off, trying to pull them off.
All right, you guys, your frustrated condition starts to fade.
So, what was the dude's name? Fulgor! Fun fact.
Yeah.
There's something pretty big in the water still.
Yeah, several things in there. I mean, I wouldn't go down there.
Yeah, there's actively something large down that tunnel.
Yeah, probably.
Just a warning.
We're leaving, so have at it. My forces are about assembled. Looking around, we have almost 200. Fortunately, took some casualties recently. But I've got 70 goblins still ready to fight, 55 orcs, 6 trolls. We're going to be taking Pineland with this force. It should be enough, especially if they're ready to go. They're not expecting an attack, certainly not from us.
I'm just curious.
Pineland.
Sorry, go ahead, USR.
Pineland's like a decent hike from here, right? Like,
Once I remember, probably 3-4 days. Hopefully by then they'll be almost evacuated. I know you said a fortnight, but we're not going to wait that long.
no, are you prepared for the casualties you'll suffer traveling there?
Our intention is to take a few of these elves captive. All we're going to negotiate for is safe passage. They can have their people back once we get to the gate.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna care about the people.
From what I hear, Clay's Ashford does care about his people. He came from the bottom. I don't think they're going to risk their people just for a few of us. We don't pose them any threat anymore, and if the Republic of Umbria is done, we just need a place to hold out for a time.
Just
I'm
out of
not too worried.
curiosity, why are you focused so on Pineland, though?
Our land's easily defensible. We could go to Annaville or one of the other places, but Pineland would be the best place. There we could catch a ship or reconstruct a ship and try to go back to the Republic of Umbria,
Alright,
or whatever's left of it.
fair.
Why? Do you suggest we go to Annaville?
No, that's not what I was thinking, because...
Stormfrey is too close to Talon, but Annaville would be the next best place. At least there we would be able to avoid Talon. But I always liked Pineland. High walls, easy to defend, perfect for a place like us.
Not all that hard to get into, also.
Well, we'll see about that.
Oh no, it wasn't that hard to get into all those years ago.
Yeah, it was pretty easy.
I mean,
Pineland's a big place. Big places are hard to defend, which is why it's perfect for us. We don't need to live there forever, just for a time.
I wouldn't count on them being willing to ransom the 2 or 3 elves you take captive. From what we've experienced, Talon is going to care way more about money than people.
yes.
That is very good to know. And we just got a couple 100 gold from you. Maybe that's all we need to buy a little bit of safety. I'm not concerned with the elves. I don't want to fight them.
All right.
They're gonna fight you. Just gonna say that now. They're gonna fight you.
We expect as much. I do love to fight, but I like to fight an enemy who deserves it. They probably do, but they're not my mission anymore. My mission is to figure out what my mission is.
What was your mission before?
Hold Redcliffe.
Hold what?
To take and hold Redcliffe.
Redcliffe, gotcha. You just did
Take.
not sound like.
Take Redcliffe from who?
Whoever held it. We came here knowing that the people of Redcliffe were planning on leaving. This was ground zero for some of the Fey invasion. We believed that there were some sort of a doorway here. Upon taking it, we didn't really find said doorway. And then all of a sudden we lost a sense of ourselves, so there might be something here.
Yeah, I'd say there's probably still some sort of doorway going on here.
Indeed. Fortunately, that's not our problem anymore. We're leaving. You ready to get chased out?
Hold on. Sorry, there's one right there in the middle of my back. Could you pull that? Quick? Just pull it.
Oh yeah, no, sorry.
Just right out. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Um,
I'm gonna start to put my armor back on. Ugh. Awkward.
yeah, let her get dressed, I suppose.
You suppose? No, there's no suppose. I'm getting dressed. Don't leave. Jeez.
I wish we had more time to learn more about.
Well, you know what? It almost might be better if we don't run out, but we let them know that you guys are coming out.
And spoil a surprise? I think not.
No, I wasn't talking to you. I say as I turn to the general, the commander. I'm looking at Yosara and Gat.
Yeah, I mean, it would spoil their surprise, but
I think there's better ways to handle this, but let's head out. I'm good now, I say, as I draw my sword and put my shield in my arm.
we could always just sort of stay in here and let them run out.
True.
I don't think they will let us out, and that was not the deal we made. The deal was, you get the door open, we leave.
Oh, we're not saying we're not going to open the door. The door will be open. It's how you come out that will be the situation we're discussing.
Plan on coming out in force.
Yeah, I guess we're kind of just doing this. Gat, do you?
No
Yeah.
plan. I don't see a better way.
All right. As he starts collecting himself, you guys walk casually to the entrance. It's pretty cramped in there as there are orcs and goblins lining the halls, including a couple of trolls. These are the heavy armored flame trolls that you encountered earlier, as well as a few of them that were not flame trolls. They seem more feral, barbarian-ish. Fulgor takes the head of the column. There are, again, hundreds of, well, about 170 goblins. But the 5 of you are escorted, without issue, to the front. It's in the north left, where you guys were. You have that cavern to yourself, but immediately behind, in several different places, are piles and piles of orcs, goblins, and a few trolls ready to charge at the first order.
Okay, so how are we doing this? Are we just going to casually stroll out and then you chase? Or are we going to go running out, warning them?
I don't care, just get the door open.
Alright, casual stroll and you chase us. Sound fair?
Sounds fair. He motions, and 1 troll and 10 orcs move to the front and are now in a small pile. This is my vanguard. He pulls his sword. The orcs start to bow their heads and start to stretch for battle as they're ready for a fight.
All right, full board. We're gonna do this. Within this immediate, next day or so around the Talon Elves, no knowledge of each other. But afterwards, I hope to see you again. I hope y'all, find your way around. It was nice to meet you.
Thank you. Thanks for freeing us. I won't forget this. But we're headed to Pineland.
Okay. And I'm gonna march over to the door and proceed to do the knock.
Well, what's the knock?
The knock that we were instructed on
Very
before leaving. That was like, knock, wait, knock, wait, or something. I didn't write it down. Like one short, two long, one short. Something
I wrote
weird
it down
like
somewhere.
that.
It was the opposite of SOS. It was
There you go.
Yeah. I was gonna say shave and a haircut, 2 cents, but that might not be it.
It was 3 long, 3 quick, 3 long.
Yeah, switch. I got SOS wrong. So you do the knock, and immediately the door cracks open. But you don't hear anything on the other side, but it is not sealed.
And
Hey,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna hey, don't shoot, it's us.
Nothing on the other side.
I'm gonna immediately push, because it's 2 doors, right?
2 doors.
I'm gonna use my strength and push both doors wide open.
They fly open, sunlight fills the cavern, it's daytime, like mid-morning, probably about 10 to 11 a.m.
Can I roll a perception to see if I see anything but not cross the threshold?
Sure.
Or
Are they out there?
can Gat roll perception? Who's got the highest perception over us? It's
I
not
mean,
me.
you guys are staring right into the sun, and you guys do have dark vision, so whoever is doing it, do it with disadvantage.
I've got +10 on perception.
Go, Gat,
Sure,
go.
go ahead and roll it with disadvantage. As Ildren goes, fuck the sun, and Buffy's like, God damn it. Bright as shit. Just bright as shit. Don't see anything out there.
Oh, great. All right, I'm gonna come out
What was
first.
the one guy's name, Sona?
That's not who I know. Clay's Astrid's in charge, but hold on.
Is that not who we were talking to?
Kaladin?
Does
No, wait, that's not him. Hold on.
Ildren need a handhold or something since he's
Ildren needs a cloak.
Buffy has his hand.
Okay.
They both need cloaks.
Literally the blind leading blind.
They need cloaks to cover their faces. Hold on,
I'll lean back, hold, whoever is in front of
Okay.
them. I'll hold a hand.
Fulgor is just kind of shrugging like this.
Kaladin? What was his name? Kaladin, maybe?
Hey, I'm just gonna call out. Hey,
No.
Talon, we're coming out now. It's just us.
Can we advance out and get an image of the
Sure.
courtyard?
out.
We're gonna advance out right to the edge and just wait for a second.
Okay.
Just past the threshold where we can see out and about and our eyes are adjusting.
All right, I don't have a map for this, so we're going to use Theater of the Mind. As you guys walk out, it's exactly as you left it. It's got that subtle beauty that Red Cliff had, being high up, slightly, not super high, about 1,000 feet in the mountains. You can see out almost all the way to the ocean for just in one direction there. As you walk out, you're right there in the keep that you had been to many times prior, Sana and Yosara. The thing's mostly in ruins, as it was the day you left. Now in the sunlight, you see that the town has, time has kind of taken a baseball bat to it, and it seems to have been abandoned for a while, but there are several still standing structures, but most of the thatch roofing and all that has caved in. The keep is still whole enough where some people could live in it.
Can I look up and find the airship in the sky?
Oh yeah, very easily. The airship is exactly where you left it.
Alright, I'm gonna immediately turn to Yosara. We need to sprint and start climbing up that airship right now. to pretend like the Talon people are still here, because I just don't want to deal with this nonsense anymore.
Okay, fair. Yep. Ildren, just follow me. Okay.
Can I pick up Ildren and then nudge Gat and say, pick up Buffy?
Sure.
And like we both piggyback and start running with them on our backs. Gat, you cool with that?
As you guys piggyback and sprint, you are completely unmolested as you just run right to the airship, which is about 100 feet away. There's now a rope ladder as opposed to just standard ropes.
Nice. I'm gonna immediately like.
A few seconds later, you hear charges. A dozen orcs and a troll come running out. A few minutes later, you hear charge! Ship, bring it down! And the goblins begin firing on the airship.
I immediately
How high was your airship again?
it was low enough to where we could drop down, but it was
Yeah.
not high in the air as it could be, but we're halfway up.
It would have been max range for the goblin bows.
Yep. So the goblins fire 10 arrows at the airship as one of them stops for a second and goes, wait a minute, why are they climbing that? Are we supposed to be shooting at them? Wait, they're our allies, right? And the goblins, completely confused as why you guys are climbing up the airship, start talking amongst themselves, and you hear them arguing very loudly of whether or not they're supposed to shoot at their allies.
As soon as they start shooting at us, I turn around and fire a pot shot of Eldritch Blast back at them. I'm not actually shooting at them, I just want them to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, as the pot shot lands, 10 more goblins come out. Now there are 20 goblins, and receiving that fire, they go, oh right, kill them! And then they fire a volley of arrows at you guys. The confusion of battle has now spread to the goblins as they have no idea what to do and are now firing both at you and at the airship.
So I have Ildren on my back. Gat has Buffy on her back.
Yeah. So speaking of which, go ahead and give me a strength roll for both of you to see how well you can climb the ladder. As you are not proficient in athletics yet, yours will be with disadvantage. Sana, you're good.
She's
Mine
is Sana.
Mine is disadvantage.
Yes, you are not proficient in athletics. You are acrobatics, I believe.
I'm proficient at that.
Athletics being like physical strength and brute forcing shit. Acrobatics being ninja stuff.
What did you say?
Which one am I rolling?
Strength.
Okay.
Or, excuse me, athletics. Either one. It's the same in your case.
I did strength for mine. It's actually
that's
better
fine.
to run a
Three
level.
from Sana.
Oh shit! I was supposed to do it disadvantaged.
Well,
It doesn't matter.
Well, that's
As you
shit.
start climbing, an arrow hits you in the hand. You then fall backwards about 25 feet.
I have
taking...
my glove on. I have my arrow gloves on. I catch it.
Okay. All right. Using your reaction, as you're climbing, you have one hand and magically... this arrow, which would have hit your hand, has now just magically appeared in your hand, and you're like, how did I do that? Climbing another... This is cool! And you just are catching these arrows very quickly as you're slowly climbing up. Yosara, realizing you would be slower, is in front of you.
These guys can climb ropes. They don't need their eyes to climb. They can climb.
Buffy's like, yeah, I can do this on my own. What's that, Yosara?
I'm just yelling at the airship, telling them to go up.
she is
You see-
talented.
You see Godride looks over the edge and sees you go up and goes, right, ascend, ascend! And then suddenly you feel the airship starting to pull up at rapid pace. Everyone give me a athletics or strength with everyone you've got saving throw. Whichever one's higher.
We're all close to
Jeez.
Sana, so we get +3.
Oh wait, hold
True?
on. If you use a saving throw, I just use athletics.
It's alright.
So that's a 12, I guess, if it's
12.
+3.
Okay.
So did
As-
I'm
Athletics
barely
or-
hanging on if that counts, is what I'm thinking.
Well, you have Ildren on your back, so the DC would go up for that, and... Okay, so good news. As the G-force of that yanks you and Ildren off, you slam into Yosara, taking her off, which slams into Gat, as she's barely able to hold on as the ascend command caused the thing to lift off rapidly. You all fall 50 feet.
You know,
I
it doesn't
onto the
go-
ground.
It doesn't
Hang
go
on, I
that
have so
fast.
many
It's
problems
not
with
that
this.
much G
Okay,
force.
well,
I said ascend. Our airship has never moved that fast. You have never let it move that fast.
It has never moved that fast.
So I actually looked this up just in case. If you move up at about 8 to 10 feet per second, that's basically a G.
Yeah, but
we have still never let it.
It was injured. They were
it's G-force
when we left.
You have never let our airship function that fast.
Yeah, you can take it back and say that it was functioning.
All right, I still think you guys would have fallen off this with people on your back. That's the thing.
My second problem here. I agree, Sana. I love you.
Or Ildren would probably be falling off by now.
Ildren would have fallen off, but I would have still held on because Ildren's still falling on me.
Sana rolled like shit. You said she fell into me. I rolled a dirty 20. That doesn't count for anything.
I mean, she's right above you.
Yeah, I didn't help with any of that.
I mean, have you ever had somebody fall on top of you when you're climbing? I have.
I think it would be reversed, by the way, because I'm holding onto the rope. I think Ildren and Buffy are going to fall more than Sana, Yosara, and Gat.
All right, fine, we'll do that. Ildren and Buffy both fall because they probably wouldn't be able to hold on because it really doesn't take much to create a lot of extra force. And if you're carrying someone, then it's F equals ma. Force equals mass times acceleration. If your mass is doubled, then the amount of force on your hands is factorial.
Well, and also think about it. We're holding like this, where they're probably like holding on just like this. They're not like, there's nothing to grab onto either of us probably for them to hold on to.
I mean, honestly, how many pounds of force do you think your fingers can really hold? Any of you guys rock climb? Yeah. It ain't much.
Oh, if you.
But okay, all right. We'll just say that Buffy and Ildren now fall 50 feet, which that's not a ton of damage. They'll survive. Buffy's dead. I'm kidding.
Ildren can Misty Step up.
I mean, literally, they should be able to just Misty Step straight up from there. Just let.
It's 100 feet. That's out of range.
No, if he uses the gate, he can go up.
I don't know if Buffy can, but Ildren has a 60-foot.
He's got Dimension Door, so yes, he could do it.
Door and just
he can just get into the thing.
But technically, he's got to be able to see it, and he is in direct sunlight, so it's a little bit murky. But for sake of argument, we'll say that he's able to teleport up there. Yeah, so now the question is, what do you guys do with Buffy, who has just fallen and is now really, really hurt at the bottom? And she's alive.
But he can take both of them up. He drops with her, and then immediately Dimension Doors both of them onto the ship.
After hitting the ground?
Well, he's going to stagger for a second, get up, grab her, and then Dimension Door out of there.
All right. I'll let him Dimension Door with him because he's not here to defend himself. I thought it would be more fun to see what you guys are doing and how you guys are getting back to the airship, but if you want to continue climbing, I'll let it go. So, you guys are able to climb up, no problem, in spite of doing a vertical takeoff that you, for the most part, weren't really expecting. As the goblins are firing at your ship, their arrows aren't going to do much damage to it, but you guys do manage to get all the way up top, and your ship is now slowly taking off above the clouds. Strangely, no sign of the elves as you look over the railing.
Can I immediately approach Godfrey and ask him if they've had a visual on the elves since we went into the dungeon?
And Godfrey says, yeah, we did. They left a couple hours ago. They just all packed up and left. There was only one of them that was kind of sticking around. It was that one guy, what's his name? Clays Ashford. He was the only one down there.
Which way did they go?
Away? I don't know. They're elves, man. Once they grabbed all their shit, they just started disappearing into the woods. So they kind of scattered, but I would say north-ish, probably towards Talon.
Back towards Talon, basically, is what you're telling me.
It's kind of how it looked.
Do you know how long ago it was that they immediately started packing and moving out? Can you give me a time?
2.5 hours, maybe? 2 hours? Somewhere in there?
Yosara. Death blow, teleportation of the Mind Flayer. They moved immediately after the time lock was on. They knew about it. They knew why it was sealed. That's why it was sealed. As soon as you teleported out and we killed that beast down there, we rested for 2 hours and a few minutes. trying to get ourselves together. Yeah, it might have been sealed by a lock, but I bet you they knew in some form or fashion.
They left when he left.
Exactly. But again, I say this with all respect, though. Talon has more connection to the Fae than anyone else we've encountered. So it doesn't surprise me that they probably knew, though.
But why would she keep them fighting over Redcliffe if she was controlling both sides?
No, I'm not saying she's controlling both sides. I'm saying they basically locked her avatar down there to make sure that it didn't get out. I mean, obviously it still could get out, and it was still able to do things and trade secrets, but I bet you it's there for a reason.
They were
the timeline lines up, is all I'm saying.
If they knew it was down there, why wouldn't Clays have warned us?
Well, you know, secrets. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they don't know us, not truly. I mean, yes, out of everyone, they're going to remember us, but we could have changed and they could have changed. And maybe, you know what? Maybe Clay's expected us to go down there and kill it. It would not surprise me with the history we have with them that they saw you and they saw me and were like, here's an opportunity.
Or we were being fed to it.
That's the other thing. I mean, I've got 2 avatars. Didn't the thing say you 2 are avatars? I'm an ex-avatar. Not worth shit, according to the damn thing, but... Don't give me that look. Yeah, just seriously. Face. I'm gonna kick that. Uh-huh. Yeah, try and look everywhere else but me and see what happens. Alright, we're out. Let's start moving. We need a
Well, I'm
heading.
sure he's not going to be too happy to realize that we escaped unscathed.
Who's not gonna be happy?
Clays.
Clays didn't care. They don't care.
Unless we were he was hoping it would take care of us.
Well, that's where it's I feel like it's part of a conundrum because Clay's helped us. He provided us means to obviously be able to pay, but he didn't mind that we were leaving the ship. His elves, they were here guarding it before he arrived, let us land, let us go in. They gave us the passcode to get out should we succeed. It's a bet. It was a 50-50 bet. Either they go in there and we get some relief from whatever this thing is, or you throw the cat across the room and they succeed in killing the
He was
cat.
going to walk to the keyboard and then he freaked out when I picked him up.
You just look like
I
you're about to
promise,
chuck-
Internet,
I'm
I am
sorry.
not throwing the cat.
You just really look like you're about to chuck the cat over the left shoulder. I'm not gonna lie. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, it was for them. It was there's no loss.
Yeah, you also kind of just described it in another way of he took our money, he fed us to this beast he thought could take care of us, and then abandoned us.
Well, that's true too.
Mom, pay attention to me.
Keep petting me, Mom. That was
I
nice.
require your attention.
Do you see what I deal with?
Mm-hmm.
That's what having a kid is like.
Yes, except they talk.
Yeah, they talk back to you all the time.
That cat is like lifting a cinder block.
Oh,
As you guys are running around the ship discussing this, Godride comes running up to you, Yosara, salutes you as best he can, says, relinquishing command of your ship. We really should name this thing. Drops his salute.
and so
Hey, nice salute. Never do that again, please. That's stressful.
okay.
We should name this. Yeah. I don't know. Old thing.
What was that deer's name that had the knife?
Nope. We're not bringing my dear buddy in. Ben wasn't his name.
Was it Ben?
It was Ben. I'm not naming this floating monstrosity Benjamin. Ben.
Benjamin. All right, while you guys are deciding on a name, I will be right back for a 3-minute break.
Okay.
This is a good bathroom break time, Internet.
We'll turn up the music. Y'all just chill with some good vibes. People are taking bathroom breaks.
Never mind the fact that we now have no clue what to do because we didn't expect there to be no one out here.
Well, you know what? I was thinking we were just gonna leave, to be fair.
I mean, maybe it's unmolested passage to Annabelle now.
That's what I was thinking too. Especially if they all retreated. Woo! Yusara, we should name our airship Changes in Latitudes. Or Changes in Longitude, depending on how you want to look at it.
Wait a minute. Changes in latitude, C-I-L?
CIL.
Still?
So,
What are you getting at, Alex?
I don't know. It's just weird.
we could name it One More Time. OMT.
Or change in altitude, CIA.
That's true. CIA, change in altitude.
Well, we're already associated with the PLF. I mean, might as well.
Kinda. I mean, you have a flag from Talon.
And the Pineland signet ring.
What is it the Dark Maiden? Isn't that Ildren's goddess's name? We could say the Lady, the Dark Maiden. Name it the Dark Maiden if we wanted, in their honor. Since she's the goddess we have on board.
The DM.
That's true, we could name it the DM. That would be great, actually.
Typed in airship name generator.
Yeah, but it covered mine.
I like the DM. The ALA, the Avatar's last airship.
Allah.
The ALA.
Allah?
Our ship's name is Allah.
Oh gosh,
That's potentially problematic.
Yeah, that's getting for trouble right there.
Yep.
Defiant Pioneer is a lot of fun.
Gotta get back to the Defiant. It's kind of badass.
I thought that said blonde pagan. Oops.
I think
Oh
it's
my God.
Paragon, but it could be Pagan. It's your airship.
I think he would not be upset if I said Ildren would probably vote for the ecstasy.
Could just combine a few of them. The blonde ecstasy.
The
The
defiant
dark ecstasy.
The defiant ecstasy.
Alrighty.
The royal ecstasy.
I was about to say that was Kale's nickname.
Royal ecstasy. Well, in any case, whatever you guys decide. While you guys are doing that, Xander goes over to Buffy and goes, "Oh my god, Buffy, what happened to you?" And her eyes are all squinted shut. She has no hair, blood coming out of her nose and everywhere else. So she has fallen and set on fire, almost got eaten, got crushed, got shot, just had the worst happen to her. She just goes, taking a nap. And she just goes downstairs.
I'm sorry. She'll be okay.
Yeah, she'll be fine. About that ruby, we should probably give that to her at some point as a thank you / I'm sorry for her support of this mission.
Yeah, I'm gonna let her sleep it off before I talk to her. I don't really want to bother her right now.
Yeah, no, I don't recommend that.
She did great though. She really held her own.
She's a trooper, isn't she?
Yeah.
By the way, that is a very regal tiara. I did that. You look good.
Gat takes out her bottle of fine wine and just passes it over to Sana. No words. Passes
Sana
it to her.
immediately takes it. Like, somehow mysteriously a gas appears in her hand. She fills it to the top and just hands the bottle back and cheers and starts drinking.
Yusara grabs it after Sana passes it and just like, yep.
Sana, Godra looks at you and goes, "What's that on your neck? It's
No,
like a weird circle thingy."
I immediately grab the end of the tentacle, whip it off my neck, and slap it with the tentacle.
Oh, you still have the tentacle. Okay, you're still wearing your tentacle boa.
Because he didn't comment on the tentacle. He commented on the suction cup
Yeah.
that's on my neck instead, like right here.
You've been wearing that thing for no reason.
I didn't take it off. It's still been just hanging on the neck, and suddenly
Oh, no, we're
smacks
keeping
me in
it.
the face. It is my trophy.
Why would we get rid of the tentacle?
By the way, as it smacks him in the face, the suction cups actually go off his face with a pop.
As he's wiping the slime, he's like, "Well, as long as we don't put that on the mast and start calling this thing the hentai."
Yeah, that's the name now. I'm sorry.
Dang it.
I'm not calling it anything else. This ship is
You know what? It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me.
So we're heading to Annabelle. We are getting the fuck away from here.
H-E-N-T-I? Can't remember.
Hentai.
A-I. Okay. I changed it back. There we go. Alright. Your airship is now named.
What did we call it? Shit.
The hentai.
Oh my god.
It's Sullivan for a beautiful ship.
It is either.
It's also Goblin for sticky.
I was gonna
Thank
say,
you. That
it's
actually
like
sounds a
you
lot
want-
more realistic.
It's what? What'd you say? Sorry?
Like Yawanti for like master or something.
Actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so with that, command has been relinquished to you, Yosara.
Yeah, southward towards Annabelle. We are getting away from here.
Okay, cool. Eldrin kind of looks at the maps and all that. It's like, I think I can navigate. Just can't really see, so southward should be one of those ways.
We can take Ildren down below deck so he's out of the sun. I guess this is presumptuous. I assume the ship has some sort of compass on it.
Yes, it does have a compass.
Yeah. Ildren, go downstairs so you can, get out of the sun and see. Help us navigate. We're heading towards Annabelle. I just vaguely know it's southward, so we're gonna just start going south, and then you direct us from there. Is that okay?
Yeah, sounds good, boss. Ooh, that didn't feel right. I'm never calling you that again. Yeah, no problem.
Don't do that.
Yeah, no, sorry about that. I apologize.
Uppercut from his sword when he said that, like.
Just jabs him in the belt. Alright, with that, you guys are now heading southward. Straight south?
Straight south. Ish.
What is it? It's like south left.
South left. Okay. Heading south left. The crew begins to man their positions. They do their thing. As you guys start to move, keeping your eyes overboard, no sign of the elves at all. It's like they were never there.
Yeah, that surprised me.
We're looking for him, too. Also, because I feel like you're probably going to ask, Alex, 225 is our heading.
Girl. That was uncalled for.
Also, I'm gonna immediately point to Ildren and Yosara and say, sleepy time, bye-bye.
Oh, me? Yeah?
Night-night, I say as I look at her with a nod, as I am technically her co-captain, that I sleep at night and she sleeps
Okay.
Because remember we
yeah.
decided that last time,
Yeah.
because Ildren has to work at night.
Yeah, we're doing this. Cool.
I'm going to go ahead and give y'all a long rest as you are now in flight. Check your, whatchamacallits, they should have returned your hit dice. You should have half of them back. And as you guys sleep, things go on relatively unnoticed. Actually, no, Yosara. As you go to sleep in your captain's quarters, alone, as you are sleeping, you hear a voice. A familiar voice. The voice of Claes Ashford. You do not know what you have done. Killing the Master of Secrets. Killing her avatar. You have just brought war to the land. I actually applaud this. But for trying to kill my men, the pathetic of display like that, I expected more from you. And when you wake up, there's no one in your cabin. You're not sure if it was a dream, if he was really there. No idea.
I mean, it wouldn't have mattered, in my opinion, if he was there or not. I mean, he knew we were coming out regardless. The fact that we didn't actually harm any of his men because he already knew it just goes to show he's been watching over that area far more closely than we realized.
Yeah, and I wanted to be sassy to him, and I can't.
And so we're discussing this as we're changing shifts, by the way.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. At shift change, I tell Sona,
And Gat, because Gat's with me.
Clays was watching. He knows what happened. He also knew about the Avatar and the Master of Secrets. He knows that we disposed of the Avatar.
Well, I mean, you know what? Honestly, that just goes to show that you were more right than I was in the fact that he sent us down there to die, probably. Or let us know that he was protecting it and expected us to deal with it. I mean, the fact that he's happy, but also mad that we technically would have hurt his people. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, he's kind of excited about the war, I think just because they can make money. But other than that...
War both makes and get rid of money, because if you do it right, your industry will boom. If you do it wrong, you can collapse in on yourself and just... Well, you've seen the cities we've been to, you know what I mean.
He seems a little... He doesn't really seem to care about the war. He seemed more to care about us, me, I guess, disposing of the Avatar and the side that we're on.
What did your goddess say? If I recall correctly, an Avatar versus an Avatar... I mean, an Avatar taking another Avatar's life is a declaration of war. We knew this when you stepped up to shake that creature's
It was... Yeah. I knew it when we stepped up. However, he was also preparing to kill us, so...
Which, again, in of itself, is a conundrum.
He was just hoping he could do it somewhere that wouldn't be noticed, I suppose.
I think it would have echoed through the cosmos regardless, considering our experience in the Feywild.
I don't know. Anyway, Clay's knows and was watching from afar or near. Who knows? He was there.
So
he thinks that the guy's out to kill him.
Okay, so was he like Triss, where he gives you a double-edged answer of, oh, you did bad, but you've also done good? Don't you remember how weird she was about that?
Yeah, no, it's more of a, I can't believe you did this. Kind of excited about the consequences.
Alright, well, I don't think he's not an ally. I think he's more of an acquaintance now in the sense, but I'm gonna go get some rest. Gat and I are out to sleep. Good night. And
just for sake of sanity, the next 2 days go by without incident, although you guys do notice that you are starting to get pretty short on food for the crew. You're still good. I think you still have about 3-4 days of food, but, long travels could be difficult.
We can always drop down and hunt if there's an area.
But on the third day, you start approaching Annaville. Okay. And as you're coming in, it would now be about mid-morning.
Should we dock the ship to the left or right of it?
Well, I was going to say, I want to wait. I'd like to approach at dusk so we can all be involved.
Okay.
Should we?
If that's the case, yeah, you can delay your approach.
I was going to say, should we actually go the left or right around the town and get to the water area so we're over a protected area and almost lower the ship down to the edge of the water?
I'd like to see if we could... Okay, on the map, the bend of that gulf next to Annaville on the right, if we stop the ship...
In that bend area?
No, right in there. Yeah, you can stop it in there.
But like in the land, you know.
So we can drop down, so we can easily drop down, but also get over the sea if we needed to.
Not just drop down immediately into the city. I want us to approach on foot, so we're 1, less of a threat, and 2, sneakier.
I don't disagree. The Gat and I are up, and Yosara and I already talked about this, so we've put the ship in the prominent position that we were all discussing. We're waiting till it's dusk to where Ildren and Yosara have risen, and then I will recommend to Yosara that we need to select a few people to come with us that are competent enough to allow us to gain supplies that will last us quite a good while, because we need to refill the ship and get, good material for the balloon and wood and such, so we can make sure that the ship is properly repaired and taken care of if we're going to keep this thing long term.
So who are you taking with you guys?
Well, I imagine the mercenaries do not want to come.
Well, were they agreeing to be let off here or not? I can't remember.
No. You guys have with them for another 25 days.
Okay. I think the mercenaries should come because Well, actually, no, you're right. The mercenaries should stay and protect the ship. I think Godred should come because he would probably be good at negotiation. What's the other guy's name that's good at, like... Oh, there's a whole slew of them. Okay. So who left?
Hang on. I don't want to bring anybody with us who is not a trained fighter. I don't want too large of a party. And I was just saying I don't think the mercenaries would want to come because of what happened to Buffy last time.
Okay, hold on. So we've got Brian, Race, Freyla, and Godred are the people that remain, plus the mercenaries. Is that correct, Alex?
No. You have Gladys, Arella.
I thought...
Gladys bailed, didn't she?
Oh, sorry, Gladys
and
failed.
Arella-
Yep.
Well, Gaddis and Deluma bailed. Because
No, Deluma's still here.
Deluna's there.
I thought she
Arella's
put
there.
Gladys there.
Nope. Arella's, she's still there. Arella, Deluma,
Okay, Arella...
Godred, Brian, and Reese.
Dawn's dead, though, too.
Dawn's
Godred,
dead.
Arella, Reese, Brian, and Deluma. Okay.
Arella's a fighter, right?
Yes.
Arella's a fighter.
She's a fighter and a rigger
I'd like
on
to
the
take
ship.
her with us.
Yep.
And
I think Godred should come with us because he's also a rigger, but has been a good captain, and probably Deluma as well.
As you go to grab Godred, he goes, well, who's going to captain the ship when you're gone?
okay, we're leaving. He's the second in command.
Alright.
He needs to stay. He's not a fighter. He is a captain when we're gone. I will turn to the mercenaries. You are here of your own free will. You don't have to come with us. If anyone wants to, you're welcome to. However, fully happy for you to just stay and protect the ship.
I think that should be more of an order. I say, and a cough towards you, Sarah.
And it just gets a really sharp look, and I turn back to the mercenary.
And I shrug at her like, what? I mean, you paid for them.
What do you want out of the mercenaries?
You are welcome to join us if any of you want to come explore Annabelle with us, see what's going on. You do not have to.
What do you want out of us, boss? Do you want us to explore with you, or you want us to stay here and guard the ship? Nothing else. You know you can count on us.
Drag my hand in front of me, in front of you, Sarah, like, see? Order them.
Sona, I understand that. I don't honestly want you to do anything you're not comfortable doing because you all saw what happened to Buffy when she came with us, and
Yeah, she was a badass and got a little burned for it. She'll be salty for a few days, but it's fine.
So
Whatever you need.
If
You
any
want to stay here and guard the ship, we'll do that.
if any of you want a similar experience and to be a badass, come with us. However, if you don't really want to do that, stay and guard the ship, and we'll be back.
All right, we'll stay and guard the ship. No problem.
We need it safe anyway. I understand if you are hesitant about checking out Annabelle.
All right. We're good. Okay, so who are you taking with you? You said Arella?
Yeah, she's the fighter that we have.
Anyone else?
Arella, and then probably Reese. I mean, he's the cook, so food.
Arella and Reese? Okay.
Hang on, is he from Annabelle? Like, is he from this?
He's from PLF. Reese is.
Why are we trying to take so many people?
Supplies. How much do you think I can carry?
If we're just getting supplies and it's safe, we can do a couple of trips. I'm not trying to sneak into an unknown area with people who don't know how to sneak.
We get certain supplies, send them back, and then we get the rest of the supplies and go back ourselves. Make multiple...
No. Scouting mission right now. I'm not trying to sneak in with people that don't know how to sneak.
Wait, hold on. Why are we sneaking in the first place?
We don't know what's in there.
If we're sneaking, I want to take Deluma with us.
If we're sneaking, I don't need to come. Point blank. And I motion to my armor. This clanks.
Alright, cool. Then stay on the ship and don't be a part of this, Sona. But otherwise, we're going to an unknown place that's potentially hostile. I'm not trying to take everybody we have.
I'll just stay here. If Godri's
No.
better at sneaking, take him, because I'm gonna clank around regardless. My sneak sucks.
Aurella's like, these are kind of our people. Do you want me to just go in and tell them that you saved us?
This is why I wanted to take Arella, because I know she has a relation to this, and she's a fighter.
Okay. Again,
We literally were there just a couple of weeks ago.
literally, that's fine. I just am not gonna be able to sneak at all. That's what I'm saying. I'll go, but I'm just not gonna be able to sneak. I'll stay back and let you guys sneak up and talk. And you can just motion to me whenever it's clear and I'll come forward.
Tell you guys what, I'll just go down myself and I'll tell them you guys are coming.
I mean, I would still like for one of our party to witness at least part of that.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, you guys are literally going to be treated like heroes. You just saved half a dozen of us.
Is Arella one of the
Yeah, she's PLF.
missionaries? Shit. She's not.
No, that's Deluma.
Oh.
Yeah, she's Pineland.
As few people as possible to go.
Cool. So pick one person to go with you guys.
Arella's the fighter.
Okay.
The reason I'm saying her. If
All right.
perhaps she can defend herself.
Mm-hmm.
If we
And Ildren says, guys, I'm going to stay here on the ship for this one. I just don't feel good after that last mission. I think I drank some of that pool water.
Alright, if Ildren stays, I'll come. I'll stay at the back, so I'm not disrupting you guys as you approach.
All right.
I'll be the rear.
So upon dropping down, it's a nice soft descent this time. The four of you, including Arella, are now about a mile away from Annaville, outside of easy reach. What do you guys want to do? In the distance, you see Annaville, a couple of torches, a couple of campfires, cook fires, that kind of thing. Not a lot of permanent structures. It's mostly wood, but they do have 2 watchtowers on either side of the city, and 1 watchtower that seems to face the water. Not a super well-defended city. It sprawls a little bit.
So, do you have like a bird call or something so they know it's you? Like, do you just want to walk in and say hi?
We can walk in and say hi.
They're not just going to start shooting when we get close?
You'll find that absolutely hilarious when you meet these people. I wouldn't exactly call most of them warriors, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay, this feels wrong, but I guess we're just walking into the city.
If you want, I can go. I'll bring 1 or 2 of you with me.
Let's just go. I don't know.
Walking up in diamond or wedge formation, you guys approach the city. There's a small wall, about 3 feet, 4 feet high, that's more to keep animals or any kind of roaming creatures in or out, but it wouldn't stand up against anything that you've seen here. Poorly defended. It looks like this place had a lot more a long time ago, but it was either destroyed, burned, or knocked down and scrapped for parts. Now it's mostly makeshift, haphazard houses that have been there for seemingly a few months, maybe a year or 2. Stuff looks new-ish, but poorly constructed. Walking in, there's suddenly a bell that kind of rings with a ding-da-ding from one of the watchtowers, and then seconded from another watchtower. Even Arella looks a little bit nervous, but she continues walking forward. What are you guys doing?
I'm no weapons drawn at the rear of the party, just walking along.
As you guys march up, you hear the calling of 2 arms! 2 arms! As metal is clanking and wood and haphazard people running around. You see a couple of horses and immediately are greeted by about 20 people running out with makeshift armor and small weapons, short swords, that kind of thing. But as they get closer to you, you almost want to laugh as a lot of the armor doesn't fit properly. It's kind of mismatched. There's 20 people, but only one or two actually well-armored, well-dressed fighters. They get a little close and start to drop their guard, and someone goes, "Arella!" and runs out, completely breaking formation, and just hugs her.
That works.
Just motions to you guys and goes, "These mercenaries saved me." And the person who ran out and hugged her goes, "Oh my god, thank you so much." And it's a small guy, I think. Maybe a little bit girl. You're not really sure. Kind of looks like a little bit of an Ildren twist on it. Just goes, oh my god, thank you so much for saving her. Why don't come on in? We've got plenty of food. Would you like some tea?
Okay. This is not.
Not what you expected. Sana says from the back.
Well, what were you expecting?
You're fine. You're good. This is good. This is fine.
Hi. Yeah. No, we'd love tea. Yeah.
Yeah, come on in. Thank you so much for saving her. After her and the others were taken, we feel worst. How are the others?
A few of them are good. Arella will be able to tell you a bit more.
We should
Okay.
go inside first, I guess.
Okay, yeah, of course. You must be tired from your adventure. Come on in. And you're walked in town, and sure enough, there's very little signs of proper formal defense. The people aren't walking around with any kind of really good defensive training or postures. Town is just makeshift. I mean, it's well put together, but, and permanent. I mean, you can live there for a while. But there's more animals and goats running around than a couple of pigs. There's a few children running around with absolutely no supervision. Walking up to a small, what looked like it used to be an inn. Now it's been turned into some sort of either a keep, headquarters. Doors open, and immediately food is being brought to you, and the smell of it is actually good. And there at the head of it is a fairly well-dressed, noble woman who's kind of gesturing with her hands to several of the other people who seem to be taking their orders from her. Immediately, when she sees Arella, she runs up and gives her a big hug, and they exchange a couple of words with Arella pointing to you, and she walks up to you, greeting you with open arms, and, "Hey, thank you so much for saving Arella. She says that you've even saved some of the others. My name's Priscilla, the leader of this organization."
Which Priscilla is this?
I don't think you've met her.
Wasn't Priscilla, is this the daughter of another Priscilla, though? The great-great-granddaughter?
Priscilla?
We had a Priscilla in the ladder teams.
You absolutely may have.
Uh-huh.
We did, because both Ruby and I immediately jumped in there.
Is this the great-granddaughter?
Or is this an accidental story? Look now,
Is this an
because
accidental, hey, this is the same name as somebody you knew, but I didn't remember it, DM.
What is your question? Are you asking her questions?
Hi, Priscilla.
very soon will be.
So it will be, yes. I'm gonna let Yosara take the lead on that one. I'll chime in if you ask or need me.
Hi. Hello. Yes. Nice to meet you all. There's a few more on our ship. Unfortunately, I don't think we could save everybody.
It's unfortunate, but also understandable. Thank you for doing what you could. It's life is dangerous, but we chose it and are doing the best we can with it.
I guess we're just kind of here to try and figure out what's happening.
Well, what would you like to know? Is there anything I can do for you?
Have you had
What's that?
Like incursions? Have you had anybody from?
Oh, no, thank God. The people from Talon told us that we were allowed to live here so long as we didn't cross a certain line. We decided, well, we're not really safe here from the coast or from anybody else. It's only a matter of time before somebody takes interest in a small band of mercenaries could easily rob us. We don't have much, but, the last thing we want is to fall prey to slavers or worse. So we were planning on moving somewhere more defensible to Pineland. That was our intent. Arella and the rest of the scouting party went out there to try to secure Redcliffe. Our hope was to use that as a way station and then move on to Pineland, but, well, nothing ever seems to go as planned.
How many people? Just out of curiosity, I say from behind you, Sora. How many people?
We're 200 strong.
Okay, thank you.
Just over 200 strong.
How do you feel about Umbria?
Umbria? Well, we haven't had any dealings with Umbria in a while. They were at war with everyone for a minute there, but you haven't come across them in a time. Why do you ask? Are there Umbrians here?
Technically, no.
Yeah.
Just if you were open to dealings with Umbria, you would have a lot easier time in Redcliffe or Pine. I feel.
Interesting. We're not opposed to making deals. What would they want? What are you proposing?
I do not speak for them. I will not presume to speak for them. Our deals with them involve money. That's about all I got for you. But I'm fairly certain that they are going to have some impact on Pineland soon.
Well, but we don't have a ton of money, but we have skills, we can fix things, we can repair. Are you proposing an alliance? Would they be open to this?
Again, I do. I am not an emissary of Umbria. I will not pretend to be one. I will not speak for them.
You don't look like an Umbrian. You know how they look.
And I drop whatever mask of many faces I have to look like a Yuan-Ti. I am an original.
Well, that's interesting. I love the tiara, though. I was not expecting that. Where'd you get that? That's beautiful.
Hold on, just out of curiosity, what did you mean by how the Umbrians look? I say as I lean around to Sora with my horns and my red face and my hair and everything.
They're mostly orcs. I wouldn't have expected a party of, well, she looks at Gat. Maybe you could be Umbrians. It's fine. I don't care. I'm just saying that, I did not expect assistance from a band of mercenaries from God knows where.
Well, technically I'm originally from Umbria, but it's been a long time.
How long?
Oh, 120 give or take years.
You look very good for your age.
Thank you.
In any case, if you have just been to Redcliffe or wherever, if you know a better way that we can move to Pineland and form an alliance with them, we'd be very open to it.
It's been a couple days. Well, honestly, I would assume Talon has stopped them, or attempted to at this point. They're moving on foot. We had an airship, so they're probably just reaching the border, but it's not going to be easy to get to them.
Yeah, it's easily 12 days march if we just walked through the jungle, and that jungle could be can be dangerous. That's why we wanted to bunker down in Red Cliff for a little while, give some people a little bit of rest before moving on. 12 days forced march is difficult for anyone, and we're not exactly soldiers.
What kind of craftsmen do you might have? Just out of curiosity, you mentioned you had skills.
Yeah, we do. We have a little bit of everything. We've got a few blacksmiths, a lot of carpenters.
And what kind of supplies, like overall, do you guys have for your whole settlement? You said about 200 people.
I mean, we have plenty of food, actually. That's the one thing that we're flush on. When we came here, everything was overgrown, including the crops in the field. So we've been eating pretty good for the first time in a while. It's been nice, but unfortunately, a few of us have packed on a few pounds.
So
Plenty of wood, plenty of scrap metal. When we took over this place, there was a lot of refuse here, and we've taken apart some of their military structures. And
what about canvas? What kind of canvas?
Canvas? Yeah, we've got a fair amount of canvas. We have some seamstress here. What kind of canvas are you looking for?
Well, Sarah. And I kind of look at her and just kind of give her the side eye of, should we mention it or should we send somebody back? And I actually say that, should we mention this or should I send someone back? Or should I go back? I'll go back real quick.
At this point, we've already started so many consequences. We might as well just
full force into the abyss.
Yeah, and I kind of look at Gat. I'm like, I mean, right? Like, just
as long as they know that's with us.
I mean,
yeah. Okay, so we want canvas for something of our own possession, and I intend for it to remain that way. We have an airship that we need to fix.
And you have an airship? I thought there was only a few of those in the world. What's it called?
It's called the hentai.
And
Hentai.
Sana just like turns away and it's just like, no.
Is that? That's gotta be Sylvan. Is it? Does that mean something like beautiful lady?
No, it's actually it's an old Umbrian Yuan-Ti word for master.
No. Master of the sky. I could see that. That's beautiful. The Henti.
Anyway, we hit it, outside of town because we didn't know what we were walking into. We do need to make some repairs, and we have some more crew, including some more of your friends, I guess.
Oh, any friends of yours are friends of ours. If you want us to repair your ship, we have plenty of people. We're working on housing structures, but we don't intend to live here longer than we have to. If you need it, we'd gladly put them to work on your ship.
Well, that's where we'd like to logistically look at not only obtaining your help and repairing our ship in a sense, and helping outfit us with supplies, but, traveling by airship is one of the most efficient and fastest methods across the land. If there was a destination for kind of a free passage with you assisting us in this regard, I'm sure
Are you offering us passage on the airship?
And I'm sure the captain, and my hand directly points right at Yosara, would be interested in maybe some type of negotiation.
Whatever you want. Absolutely. Yes. What can we do? Yes.
For now, can somebody trusted by our crew, possibly Aurelia, maybe one of us, run back to let them know it's safe to move closer to town and land and rest here?
Aurelia, yeah, of course Aurelia. Whatever. She takes off out the back door.
So we sent Aurelia to go tell the
They're about a mile away.
Okay.
Should be like an hour. I don't know.
So time frame wise, if we wanted to really discuss this, Yosara, Captain. God, that sounded weird.
I don't like that. Can you
either.
not?
Yosara, yeah, we're not gonna do that. Sorry, what are you thinking? I mean, we need fully repaired, and if we can enhance the canvas, our load will be able to be carried at a heavier capacity. Plus the food and supplies. I mean, we need somebody to judge how much the ship can handle. I mean, 200 people.
Yeah, I mean, even fully repaired with a decent amount of supplies, we can't carry all of them. We can't carry half of them.
We could make it into quarters. We could quarter them up and take them and then drop them off and come back if we wanted to actually do something about it.
Maybe really slowly with not a lot of supplies or weapons, but I mean, the ship was struggling with 10 of us.
No, I thought it was struggling because it was not the
If you repaired it at full capacity, you can carry 600 stone. Right now you're at 300 stone, so that would be about 30 people.
So we could carry 30 people. Does that include the crew?
Your current crew and yourselves, yes. If you stripped all the weapons off, you could get it probably up to close to 50 and went really light on supplies. You could get up to 50.
Technically, we could also ask for volunteers to actually join the crew so that they would be a part of the crew, and then that would be what? So if we needed a crew of 12, so if we had 12 minus the 30 people that we could actually carry, we could carry up to 18 people.
I mean, you're still looking at 30 people, you're still looking at 5-6 trips. Even if you stripped it down, a minimum of 4 trips.
No, we're looking at like 18 people to carry with us, so you're looking at about 11 trips in total. 11 to 12 trips. And that's there and back, so then you're looking at 24 trips in total to get everyone where we need to go.
Like,
us shuttling by airship is not really a feasible thing.
This is true.
Unless we want to spend the next 3 months doing this.
Well, unless you want to acquire 3 other airships.
1 boat. She says.
This is true.
An actual ship? Maybe.
An actual seaworthy ship that can carry over 1,000 pounds or 1,000, what did you call it? Stone? 1,000 plus stone? Then that would
She says, well, I mean, a ship, even a small ship, you're talking 3-4 days on the ship. You know, we could cram in pretty tight and just deal with it for a couple of days. It wouldn't take many trips if we just put everyone on the ship. The problem is creatures in the water.
Oh.
Creatures in the water or other ships? Because we could see where Umbrian Alliance comes in handy.
I mean, we could easily commandeer a ship if there's an area where ships are nearby and then provide it to them as per payment for repairing our ship.
She jokingly points over to the water. Both sides of this island are prime trade routes. There's always ships coming through here, but there's also been reports of leviathans in the water taking down ships.
So if we were to provide
a leviathan,
if we were to provide a ship for you, and then guard that ship for your passage with our airship, and direct you to the correct path, we would have control.
Sana, I think I'm wondering if we have a bit of a peek into what the Leviathan might be.
I was wondering the same, but I wasn't thinking that way right now. I was thinking more about how we would make it happen logistically. But yeah.
So, while we're waiting for our friends to join us, could we just have, an hour or two to hang out, relax, wait for them to get here, and then we'll meet you for dinner tonight so we can talk through some stuff too?
Of course. Whatever you need. Help yourself to the food. If you need repairs on any of your equipment, my people will gladly provide free of charge. Whatever you can do.
I think we're about to ask the same thing. Go ahead.
Literally, before we were about, I knew you were thinking it. I could see it when I started looking at your face. Priscilla, before you go, I don't know if we've introduced ourselves, and we have some questions.
You have
not. I'm gonna introduce my companion, and she'll introduce me. This is Yosara. Does that name ring a bell?
No. Did it?
Formerly known as the Lost One, my companion here is Sana, formerly known as the Woman on the Wall.
Wait. The Woman on the Wall?
I couldn't remember if you were the Lost One or not. I'm sorry, Yosara.
There was rumors of the woman on the wall, but everyone knows that Arel took Pineland. He was the first person on the wall.
Can't hear you.
I start playing with the signet ring on my finger. What's he?
She looks down. What is that?
Oh, it's a trinket that my dear friend Yusara, the lost one, required when a very hero-driven individual's head was chopped off on top of the wall.
For a second. Wait a minute. You have the signet ring of Percival?
Yeah, no, that cunt didn't need a ring.
Yeah, he really didn't. He was kind of a tool in the worst way.
Does that make you Sana Vesta?
Yes, that is my full name.
She kneels down immediately and goes, "Then you are the true queen of Pineland."
Wait, hold on.
No, that's
Yosara. I'm Redcliffe. I'm the queen of Redcliffe. Sorry. Reverse it.
Yes, sorry.
It's okay.
As you have the signet ring, you would be the queen of Pineland.
Yeah,
yes, you would be queen of Redcliffe.
She's the rightful queen of Pineland.
Queen of Pineland, yeah.
Yeah, I was the rightful queen of Redcliffe per Anna.
It was literally 7 months ago. My mistake.
It's been a while, both in-game and out.
And Kat was just over there just looking at us like we're crazy.
What the fuck is going on? Yeah, just sitting there twirling her daggers, like throwing them.
Yeah, she's really handy with those knives. It's fun to watch.
I like the fact that the belt, like she throws it from the belt and it's like, whoosh, and then she throws it again. Like, just like there's no delay. At least that's what I would hope would be happening.
Then, if you're the queen of Pineland, then I suppose we're all your subjects.
Yeah, no. I don't want to hear that. I did really want to know, that Priscilla's an interesting name. Is it from your family?
Passed down through
yes, I am the great-granddaughter of Percival.
Oh. That.
Are you thinking it was somebody who?
Just an old friend.
I literally looked it up. There was no Percival in your ladder teams. Or Priscilla in your ladder teams.
There was a Priscilla in the past.
Not in the ladder teams.
Yeah, but we didn't even know who Percival's people were. If she's a descendant of Percival, we took Percival's head.
I know you did.
Was Priscilla at the bar? Was Priscilla at Bras?
The barmaid? No, the owner of the tavern? What was the name of the owner of the tavern? Shoot.
In Redcliffe?
This is going to bother us just on a player note, because the name Priscilla is from this game somewhere.
Because there was Pupcake, and who was the other one that was always following him around on your ladder team? A female, the young, scrappy female.
Oh, that was Lily.
Lily. It was Hera, Lily, and Athea.
Athea was on my team, and she got a medal. And I didn't.
You hated her for it.
No, I didn't.
And she gave the medal to you.
I didn't hate her for it, but she gave the medal to me, even knowing that I was the one that should have gotten the medal in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we just was curious. We were just curious because we have the history here, and we've been trying to reconnect the pieces of our past. So thank you, Priscilla, for indulging us. We'll rest here until our companions return.
Of course, and anything we can do for you. Should I call you my liege?
Please don't. You can call me Yosara.
I can't just call you Yosara. You're the rightful queen of Pineland.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been a while. I don't really care. You can call me Yosara.
I'm gonna walk over
Sorry,
to Gat.
and she walks away.
I'm gonna walk over to Gat and be like, "Did you find any more smokes?"
I just flick one to you.
And I immediately light that, and I'm just like, "This is great. Our past keeps popping up in the most random places possible, Gat. It's just wonderful."
I'm reading through Kale's notes to try and find Priscilla, except
He's probably not gonna have it. I'd lie if he'd had it in his notes.
He has a lot in his notes, not a lot of names.
I know, he wasn't very good with names. I've started trying to write people's names down.
Yes, that's because Kale was taking notes, not Nick.
Yeah.
I know, it's beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think if Kale was actually taking notes, it would just be a couple of smeared drawings. Alright, so what are you guys going to do now that you have 200 subjects?
Well, I think... Yeah, you're from here. What can you tell us about the sea and its trade routes? I mean...
What?
Are you from this area, or have you taken a ship to travel from here to there?
I've never taken an airship before. These aren't usually...
No, I'm talking about a seaworthy ship from...
Oh.
Like, where did you originate from, in a sense? Like, did you come to Ferelden from, like, the, oh gosh, what are they called? I can't even say the name. The Agrias Empire, or the Republic of Umbria? Steris? Sorry. Scaris. What's the other one? The, Caledonian Empire? Or Caledonia? Did you come by ship to this area?
I came from New Atropia. And I have been on ships before. Not extensively.
Okay, so you came from all the way from New Atropia. Ooh. Okay. So... Isn't that right?
I mean, yeah, but if you're looking at the map, it's, you know, it's a continent. It's fairly landlocked. She's, you know, probably seen some ships and done some ships, but she's not like a pirate or a sailor.
I know, but if she sailed on a ship to here, unless she crossed all the way into a different empire to get here and then had a ship, I mean, she must know about some type of...
All those empires you named border each other on land.
Yes, but she's in Ferelden.
Huh?
She had to have taken some form of ship, not an airship, to get here. Right?
An airship to get here.
Oh.
She was literally on the airship you guys stole.
Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna stop my questions. I'm just gonna be quiet.
No worries.
Kat, have you heard of this Leviathan they're talking about?
No.
I feel like it's got to be related to the that Mountie boy we killed, Sona. I said Mountie boy. Which means it's related to the person controlling the Mountie boy, which means it's related to the Master of Secrets. What's her face? She's really getting in the way a lot.
It would be a very different campaign if you did.
If I'd have said yes too soon... Oof.
You'd be halfway to being a necromancer right now.
I know, that's what I was thinking. Like, total reverse of my character. Like, it would have just been a flip around. I would not be who I am right now.
I mean, you're all watching the descent of Yosara right now.
Yeah, but that's not in a truly negative fashion. I'm not upset with the descent that you're going right now. I'm going to be honest with you.
Not yet.
Not yet. This is true. But until you start turning around and slapping every other person to send them back, I'm not worried.
Okay, if the crone has control of the Leviathan, she controls the sea passages.
Well, I mean, we might not even encounter it. And all we have to do is get them to the other continent, right? So if we can just acquire a ship in an easy fashion and commandeer it, Jack Sparrow style, we're taking over this ship and get the heck out of there.
Okay, but why are we moving them?
I thought the whole point was that they needed to be moved.
I mean, they want to be moved. They're safe enough here. Talon said they don't care about Annabelle.
It's not as structurally sound, though. With war coming, this is not a defensible position.
Very difficult to defend this place.
Yeah, this whole entire structure and area. I mean, even with them building homes, it's ramshackle. It's, shacks that are just thrown together. This is not a place for a long
Defend
term.
against who?
Are we going to save every hovel we come across?
No.
Also, we know the Umbrians were moving up to Pineland. We know the Talon forces and Clays knew about that. Presumably, they're both going to be fighting over that.
Well, see, that's why I'm thinking we need to move them south or east or west of where we are now, just because, I mean, obviously that's one way to repay them without having to pay them. A bargain for a bargain. And maybe that's just the fact that we were in the Feywild so long. That's why I keep thinking of our situation and how we acquire it. Yes, you could order them. You are their liege. You have control, but they want to leave in the first place, and I don't think we should direct them to go back to a war zone, which is what's going to happen with Talon and Pineland.
Yeah, I don't really want to send them up north towards Pineland either. I mean, if they can get to Redcliffe, but we don't know if Talon, we don't know if Clays is there, and Clays is the one that was actually dealing with the Illithid.
This is true. I mean, what are our options? We repair the airship and we just go on our way? Where are we going? What are we doing?
Repair the airship and get to Umbria to strike a deal.
Where do we have to return Godfrey to? Where did Godfrey have to go?
New Atropia, where Gat is from.
Yeah.
Could potentially get ships and allies from there also.
Well, I mean, we could leave them here with promise to send reinforcements in return for them to have safe passage to New Atropia or the Republic of Umbria, depending on the situation we encounter if we go to either of those places.
I really like the word promise here.
Oh, we all know what that entails for you.
No, I mean, you're talking about our time in the Feywild. We don't know what we're going to find in Atropia or Umbria.
True. If you don't want me to cling on the idea of saving them, just say so now.
No, I'm not opposed to saving them. I just don't think that we should give them that much hope just yet when we don't honestly know what we're doing.
So, Yosara, what are you doing with your subjects?
Oh, well, that's a question.
Gat, what do you think she should do with her new subjects?
How did a runaway soldier from Umbria end up the leader of Pineland?
I mean, Pineland is the shittiest place in the world, so nobody wanted the job, and you were there when it happened.
Anna just threw a crown on my head and say, "Hey, have fun." And I went and looked at her like she was.
Yeah, technically Redcliffe's your deal, I pointed, Sana.
Yeah, but they're from Pineland. Redcliffe's just a pile of rocks now.
Yeah, Redcliffe is more defensible. Maybe they could go there.
This is fair. I mean, we could easily tell them Redcliffe is abandoned now and it's a waypoint, and from there they could track to Redcliffe and then go to Pineland. But in Pineland, they will encounter two different forces, possibly three, fighting.
Or they'll encounter a bunch of dead bodies in one victorious force.
This is true. I would almost rather recommend them go to Redcliffe and then Stormfray, and then from Stormfray take a ship over to Eastwatch, and then. But I just don't know the condition of that particular country.
Yeah, Gat, what do we know about
escape?
It's what?
That's literally where they escaped from with the Ascaris Empire.
Oh, I don't know that.
So it's looking like if we're taking them off of Ferelden, the best bets are Umbria or Atropia.
Or we just leave them here. We'll return for you one day, maybe. Probably not. We will go on to new, brighter future. Where we will murder gods all across the world.
Okay, if we really want to, save them, We could bop over to Umbria and try and make a deal. Bring them over to Umbria and then travel by land so we're closer to Atropia and make a much shorter passage to Atropia.
Kat, what do you think?
I don't know a lot about what y'all are trying to accomplish tied to your past. I feel like a lot of your decisions now are being made off of that. I'm just along for the ride.
I hope you're enjoying it.
I am. I'm enjoying it very much.
Marvelous.
But I think bigger picture, I'm good for the slice and dice.
Where would you go?
I'm not really your big picture girl.
If you were just to choose right now, don't worry about the people, don't worry about me or you, Sarah, where would you need or want to go right now? Free reign. Wherever you wanted to go, where would you go? What would you do?
I always kind of wanted to be a pirate.
I feel like there's something
I
underlying
love that answer.
of what you're saying right now to me. Sana just like literally laughs. It's just like, okay, one vote for piracy. Yosara, you didn't have to worry about these people, and you literally could take the airship anywhere you would want to go, no matter what country it is. You didn't have to worry about the politics. Who gives a shit about the gods and their avatars, consider you already threw one in a prison. Nice job, by the way, on that one. Where would you go? What would you do?
There's half of me wants to go check out Umbria, and half of me wants to go find this crone that is upsetting both mine and Ildrin's goddess.
Alright, so in Vendetta against the goddess, and what was the other thing? Umbria?
Just at Umbria.
Okay, so we got piracy, Umbria, goddess. Double whammy there.
Ildrin's kind of had a vendetta against the crone because the crone took over Illustre's name, and
Okay. So Ildrin would probably lean towards wanting to go after the crone. So that's 2 votes for crone, 1 for piracy, and 1 for Umbria, which would probably be where you'd want to go anyways to find more about the crone, I guess. Huh.
Piracy can happen as long as we have a boat. We can do all those things.
Or a flying boat.
We have a flying boat already. We could take the flying boat, commit piracy, send Aurelia back with the boat to the people of Annabelle, and then go to Umbria. Triple take. Because to be honest, I don't give a flying fuck what we do. I have nothing going for me right now.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, Sana, what do you want to do?
Nothing. 100%
Pick a
honest.
thing. No, sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit. If I could have anything, I'd want to be able to stab Tempest straight through the heart, watching as his godly powers receded from his being and he crumbled into absolute nothing, all for the revenge of my people, my family, and my goddess who's no longer my goddess.
So do we know anything about where Tempest is?
Nah, that's why it's not like a pressing matter. It's just kind of there, my heart of hearts, which is a black hole these days, but you know, hey.
Maybe the Secret Keeper would know where Tempest is.
It's a possibility. But you know, then it's like the whole bargaining and trying to convince a god to give you information. You know, remember how that goes. I mean, I would love to go to Umbria and see what happens. I mean, that's where I used to be a citizen of, but at the same time, it's not pressing. I would love to figure out more about this airship. Honestly,
Okay,
I just love
here's
to go
an
around
idea.
and kill people. Piracy, maybe piracy. I think piracy. Gat's probably got the right idea. Piracy. I'm gonna go with piracy on this one.
Here's an idea. We take the airship to Umbria under the idea of trying to find friends and bringing a real ship safely back to help the people here in Annabelle.
Do we still... This may be dumb, Do we still have the paper from the that board that we looked at the last city we were at that had different things that needed to be done, people needing shit? Do we still have those papers?
Sure.
Anybody write
Shit.
that down?
I did eventually write them down, but I don't. There it is.
Is there anything useful on here?
Well, there
There's
was the
another
talk
one
about
on
the
the side.
alliances, and let's see.
There's a notice about the Leviathan.
Alliance formalized, new nation emerges, sizable sea squid seizes ships. Payment, castle sold. Pineland Castle was sold to the Queen of Wrath, Caledonia. 13 and counting. The gods and goddesses that are here, which we don't know. Stars fall with party. The Sorelians celebrate 10 years since the stars fell with a massive celebration. What was the last one? Quidditch numbers are dropping and Rosham bogus.
Oh, that was just me messing with Ildren. I talked to him and I was like, I'm going to write a sports column. He's like, I'm going to read it.
Oh, man. Yeah, so we've got the Alliance formalization. And then we had the sizable sea squid seizes ships. And the Pineland Castle was sold. Right?
Reading through the 13 makes me wonder which each of ours are.
I was thinking the same thing. Here's the 13 gods and goddesses that are drawing power from the world now. And then Stars Fall Party. It's a party. Where's the party anyways? The Sorelians. Where are the Sorelians?
I'm not on the map.
They're not on
At
the
least
map?
not on your map.
How far away
But there's
are
a
they?
big section of your map missing. It's only the Atropian side of the map.
Oh.
There's a relatively similar sized continent that was not on your map.
Okay. Because I would love to go to a party.
I mean, this party was when the board was posted weeks ago. Well, days ago now. I'm not saying it's not going on, because maybe these people party that hard, but...
Party hardy. Okay, well...
So,
I guess
where do you guys want to take this thing next? Are you hunting gods, pirating ships, saving your people, starting a war, watching a war, ending a war?
Oh, I really don't want
We
to fight
already
another
started
war.
several wars.
Yeah. Let's go with party.
Okay, hang on. This gives us a little bit of clue of... So this board was posted days ago. The sea squid one points that the Leviathan was near between Stormfrey and Eastwatch days ago. Presumably it'd be safer for us to get to Umbria now, because it's on that side at the moment. I mean, I guess it might have moved, we don't know. But
Very clever, Yasara. Very clever.
we could potentially get to Umbria, get a ship, and get back without Squid intervening.
This is true. I mean,
That
maybe
could
we
also
should piracy / Umbria. Because, I mean, we can do that while we go.
Okay, so maybe what we tell the people of Annaville is we want to help. We want to help them get a ship. We think that maybe we can make a deal in Umbria to bring one back. Potentially also take out this Leviathan to make it safer. And that can give us cover and time to go learn more about the Leviathan and the secrets and whatever's happening in Umbria.
So you guys heading to Umbria next?
That feels consensus-y.
I vote whatever Gat votes.
Yeah. I just need to know where things are going.
Leaning towards Umbria to try and get a ship and start trying to hunt down the Master of Secrets, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah. You cool with that?
Absolutely.
I go with those two ladies over there.
All right.
I follow where led.
Reading back through this paper, can I set up a shrine to Titania in Annabelle?
Sure.
And I want to tell Priscilla that she is the goddess who has protected me these 100 years since I've been gone, and ask that they leave her tokens.
She, of course, says, Titania. Titania? Heard of this one. She's the goddess of hope, right? No, healing, peace. Goddess of peace. But they say all those who have looked upon her have felt intense peace and have experienced healing, a place of no pain.
You know, you're not wrong.
You ain't right either. Sana says to Yosara back. Not that Priscilla can hear that, but Sana said it so Yosara can hear it.
Of course, if that is your goddess, that is our goddess. We are now worshippers of Titania.
Oh Lord. Sure. Yeah.
Sana's gonna tap Yosara on the shoulder and just be like, "Are you sure that's a good idea with what you're already capable of doing?"
I'm not like sending them there. I just I'm setting up a little shrine. I let her name ring out through the land. Titania has helped all of us survive.
Should we not also try and get them to worship the correct?
I was getting there. Yeah.
Okay.
Titania and we would not also be here without the aid of another. I'm not sure what she's been known as in this realm for a while, but we know her as Illustre.
The true Dark Maiden, isn't that what we should call her? Or am I wrong
Yes,
in that?
unfortunately, the crone has been going by the Dark Maiden, and I don't really know which name that would apply to now.
Right, so just Illustre, a shrine to Illustre. Would probably be better to go with.
Yeah.
Because we'd have to have Ildren here for more details, wouldn't we? Unless you do,
Yeah,
Alex.
A few minutes later, Ildren comes in running, huffing and puffing. I heard you guys had booze here.
That means the ship's here, if he's here.
Yeah, guys, ship's right outside. Get to work. I already sent him on, and I told him to pound out the nails and rub out the coils. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, so let's booze it up.
You can have a drink.
Dancing and joy sounds like Illustre.
We need you to help create a
What?
shrine.
Yeah, dance and joy. That's totally Illustre. What are you doing, Yosara? Are you building a shrine? Oh man, I should totally build one.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Okay. It's going to be a kissing booth with a drinking challenge, and I'm thinking a bunch of little tiny wooden statues that are anatomically correct, right?
Hey.
I don't know how to say this. That's okay for the internet, but the thing that popped into my head when you said that was that the Shrine to Illustrate is basically just a glory hole in a dive bar.
I was gonna say, Ildren, maybe you should ask the sword herself what kind of shrine she would most prefer.
Yeah, she said something glorious.
Then glorious it should be, not just, a knick-knack booth.
Not a knick-knack booth. Well, I'll find a way to do the whole thing.
Okay.
I turn back to Priscilla, but yes, Titania and Illustrate, instrumental in helping us get here. So,
All right.
Of course, we'll start worshiping them immediately. I hear it makes them stronger.
can't hurt, you know.
This is true. It can't hurt. At least they're goddesses that we know are on our side. Yosara, that's the biggest thing. Yeah, is there anybody you worship?
Hmm.
That was very conclusive and answer. Thank you so much
Our
for everything.
where I'm from, we're pretty open to people believing whatever they want to believe.
Awesome. Cool.
I don't know. Being surrounded by so many different beliefs, I'm not sure.
That's fair.
But
I almost want to have an altar for my favorite goddess, but she's also my worst enemy these days, so I'm gonna sit over here quietly and just contemplate how much I want to stab someone named Tempest through the heart. Anyways, can I have a beer, please?
Yeah, I think
One just materializes in your hand. You have no idea who brought it to you.
Perfect! Cheers. To our future endeavors.
All right. So, going to Republic of Umbria, possibly stealing a ship along the way. What could go wrong?
we're bargaining for one.
I think it could be fun. Ultimate goal of finding the Master of Secrets and or stabbing Tempest through the heart.
I will stab him through the heart one day. Probably with a enchanted blade. Ooh, and a
Maybe
fire
Tempest-
blade. I mean ice blade.
Maybe they're the same. Maybe it's one and the same.
Who, the crone and Tempest?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know, that would be very nice. Very interesting. Alright.
All right. And with that, we have a plan going forward. We're going to go ahead and end things there. I know it's kind of hard after a couple of weeks back, but now we know at least where we're going, what we're planning for the next little while. Well, cool. Hope you guys had a good time. And with that, have a good night. Come back next week, as we will be doing this at the regular schedule from here on out. Like, subscribe, do all the cool things.
Click some buttons.
Bye. Thanks so much.
Bye.